Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Come on into the room. Welcome, you guys. This is our second and last conversation on our book club book, On the Down Low by J.L. King. And this live is going to be a general discussion about the rest of the book, but more so about just general topics around the DL subject. Now, this DL subject has been floating around. Hey, Judy. Hey, Big Sector Babe, that has been floating around our sector for a minute now. It's like art imitates life, which lets us know that this DL culture is still prominent. It still exists. They here, they queer, get used to it. Don't fuck with them. They still here. So, hey, Simply Pink and Green. So, this has been a really, really good book to read. It's been fun. I've had fun reading the book. I've had fun covering this with you guys and Ro and Jay Dunn. And we're going to announce our next book choice as well, too, at the end of the live. And for all who want to get into it, it's a different type of read. And we're going to do fun reads, too, but sometimes we're going to do a little bit more serious reads as well. And the next one is going to be a more serious read. And I'm waiting on Ro to get here, and we're going to discuss the book. Now, as I was prepared for the live, I was just going back, like looking at certain topics I wanted to cover. I started rereading some parts because, child, the second half got even better. And it's a story here that I would say it's my favorite story because it's not really a good story, but it's like the most poignant to me. And one of me and Ro both like this particular story because it just lets you know how serious it can get and how tragic sometimes people not living in their truth can ruin their life and someone else's life. One moment, we do have a guest, one of our book club members, Jake.
Hi.
Hello.
So I did finish the book. Thank the Lord.
Oh,
Because I thought I was cutting it close. But I finished probably like an hour ago.
oh, okay. I was rereading some of it before I started because I just was looking at topics, but then I started rereading this story I like, and I was just like, dang. Well, not like, but it's one of like the more poignant stories in there to me. Nigel and the photographer.
Girl, that's the part that really fucked me up because believe it or not,
Right.
that was the part I started with today. And I was just
Yeah.
like, dang, and Naja died on some fuck
Yeah.
shit. Girl, that miss I was
Right.
like, that's crazy. And then gave it to Monica.
I know. And I would really like an update. I was like, he did do a couple updates to his book that I wasn't aware of. He did a part two of Still on the Down Low or something like that. And then he did a recent update in 2017 with more recent on the down low part two, but it looked like it's only available on like Kindle or something. It didn't get highly published like this one. This one was a New York Times bestseller, of course. And then the second one got a little buzz. It was more so about him. He was more forthcoming because which I had just a little pre-discussion with Ro. I had mentioned that I felt like we didn't know the tenth of some of his personal stories. I could tell by the
Yeah.
way it was written in the book. So I think that's what he does in that other one. I'm not interested enough to pick it for a second read. I mean, a read to like follow up, but just like kind of maybe just look into it myself and just kind of see and just see if he's had any recent articles or anything like that. But I would love to have an update about Monica because I'm like, Monica might have been lucky and didn't get a certain strand, or it did something different to her body, or it could just be that Nigel wasn't taking care of himself because he was in denial for him to have because he escalated to full blown AIDS really quickly. And
Yeah,
I
that
just
was the
want
part that had left me confused because how in the world Nigel died so soon, but then Monica lived. And I'm like,
right.
how? Because it couldn't have been a different strand because he
Well,
gave
that's
it to
true
her.
because he would have gave it to her the same one he got. That's true, but or it could
Hmm.
have just been she was healthier, or could have been that Nigel was in denial and didn't go seek no medical treatment.
Well, I wonder, and this is just speculation, but because his parents were in denial about how he even died. So it's like,
Right.
well, was they even trying to give him treatment? I don't know.
Right. And you guys, just to bring you up to date quickly, those who maybe not have read or those who read and just as like a refresher, we're talking about the story in the second half of the book. I think it's actually in the first chapter, the second half that we started to read. We started at 10. and it's a story of a young male named Nigel, who the author had a friend who was mentoring this young brother, and they could tell that they was kind of concerned about him because he had met a photographer and was going to the city lots of times, and it seemed like maybe a grooming thing, and it turns out they were right, and he did have unprotected sex with this photographer, but he had a girlfriend at home named Monica. They were very young, and he had a girlfriend at home, and he ended up passing it on to her on their first, like, they were virgins together, and they ended up passing it on to her, and he ended up passing a full-blown AIDS like not too long after the HIV diagnosis, but it seemed like Monica did not pass from what we see. And he was just,
Yeah,
and this is
and
just,
Nigel, the book said Nigel was 17. So he was
yeah,
17 years
Nigel was
old
only
and got AIDS.
17. Yeah, they had just
17 years
graduated
old
high
and got
school.
HIV. Mm-hmm.
Right. And then this part of the book is kind of a topic I was going to touch on, because the author was saying how a lot of single mothers and things like this, and I've heard these stories doing child protection, doing sex abuse and things like that. They start out as trying to help you, like they want to help us, be a mentor. So the mom is so happy that they may have a coach or mentor or somebody, a black man, they want to show them, their profession or things, and they get really trusting, and they think it's a good thing because they don't necessarily have that all the time. And that he was warning, they look out for stuff like that in your real life, because those things could be a potential grooming episode, and it could be something you may have to watch out for. And they can convince somebody, and he might have already been on the fence already. He was already feeling those feelings anyway, but you can be groomed to feel those feelings. And then look, you just innocent, having it unprotected, because not even really just knowing what you're doing the first time, and then end up with a serious disease. So the author kind of warns women in this book, because this whole book is kind of like advice to like women, especially the black women demographic, because that's the demographic that he would go and speak to, because that was the demographic at the time that had the highest rate of HIV and AIDS, and it was seeming that the down low brother culture was bringing that to their home, bringing AIDS into the relationship. So that's who he kind of catered to a lot of his speaking groups to, like sororities and different women's groups, because he wanted them to know what to watch out for the particular dangers of a down low man. One second, we have our other co-book club chair. One second. Honest Row.
Hey, Booster. Sorry, I was running late, y'all.
Oh, what's
It's
going on? Hey, Ghetto. We talking about the
Well,
down low men.
when I clicked up in here and I saw you wasn't up on this channel, I came up here to save the day. But I'm happy you made it.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, we were talking about Nigel Rowe, and because that's what we start out with the second half of the book with Nigel's story, and how he, how he had HIV and then it turned into full blown AIDS.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was rough to hear. And you would have thought that the mentor guy. Too bad he wasn't able to like kind of hit him with what he may have felt would be going on. But condoms wasn't something that was being used on a regular. Like I don't, and that's the sad thing. Even if the guy had told him, I don't know if Nigel would have still used, a condom and
I
what they.
think Nigel was just even surprised that he was letting it, like, even giving into it. I think that was more so the thing with him, that he knew was taboo, but it kind of felt good possibly, and that he was kind of overtaken by the whole moment. I don't even know if he was thinking like that.
No, because you see, he was doing everything by the book, but sometimes that can be our detriment. Like he was going to school, good in sports, and got a
Yeah,
pretty
definitely.
beautiful girlfriend, and
Hmm.
then met this man that was saying, "Oh, I can take some pictures of you. You'll be great as a model." And sometimes, men may take the easy way out when they think they got it. Like, hold on, I look good. I can just get a modeling career. So he took that route, and not knowing who this man was on a level. But remember, though, Nigel isn't all the way innocent, because Nigel did say that he had already kind of partook in the life. I don't know what that meant, but he did say that, like, oh yeah, I was already out there, kinda. I don't know if that meant he had. Oh no, they were virgins though. He was a virgin. Well, with the girl.
He might have involved in some play or something, some little, boy play.
I have
Oh
to agree with Ro. I think the only victim was Monica
Mm-hmm.
because Nigel already knew that that was what he was into. But the part that was the kicker is that he was trying to reclaim his manhood by breaking her virginity. Don't go break her virginity after you done already let this man freak you. That's crazy.
Hey,
yeah.
Bird. Hey, Pisces, boo.
Hey y'all, what's going on? Very, very divine.
But yeah, you're right. Monica was like the only victim in that situation, and I was telling you, bro. I was telling Jaden the same thing. I would be curious to know an update, and we was like so surprised because it wouldn't be a different strand thing, like Jaden pointed out, because Nigel had what he had. He would have gave her the exact strand that he had. But I was thinking maybe since um he was ashamed of it, maybe he didn't go get medical help. Maybe she went and got it faster. Maybe it just progressed in his body faster and different and turned into full blown AIDS. But I would be curious to know now, Monica's fate and wonder what she was able to go and do because this is her whole life. She was 17. She didn't have a chance to pick, go through relationships, pick a husband, start a family. All that stuff would have been impacted by this.
Yeah. And you know what? This chapter really made me remember. And I mean, because you forget that type of stuff that it's a big like it's how did they say like higher strand, a higher strand that you can get where it will become AIDS like almost instantly. And I forgot that's the ones because I didn't understand like one of my past friends I was like, oh my God, what happened? Like he went from this bulky muscle guy, and then he just like next thing we see pictures, and then it's a funeral, and I'm like, what happened? So it was that high strand. I'm like, see that's something that we forget. Some like, well, I don't even remember, but I'm sure it was like I one ear out the other that is other forms of this virus, and some of them are really deadly. So,
I think another testament of how he took care of himself is if your booty hole is bleeding since you left DC, why you ain't telling your mama now?
oh, he was scared. He didn't. He was too down low. Like he couldn't even fathom telling them. That's why he ran to the guy, to the mentor dude.
Right, right.
He
Well,
could.
no, I get that he was scared, but that's what Miss O was saying that he probably wasn't taking care of himself, but clearly not because he was walking around with a bleeding rectum for God knows how long.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because he didn't get because at 17, because I'm assuming he was still 17 when all this took place. Then he under his parents' insurance, so the only way he's gonna go to a doctor is if his parents take him. But he didn't even want to tell them.
That man. Well, I don't know if he had to get out the house right after. Something. But that man should have took him. That's why they got. That's why the mentor guy said he was ready to go find that man and fight him. For the way he
Right.
did that, because I mean, he should have at least drop him off at the emergency room or somewhere. Then he can call his parents from there.
But
Um,
I don't know if it's just me being biased or what it is. But when I was reading about him wanting to go find that man, I was like, "What you trying to sleep with him too? Why you need to go find him?
oh, legit.
Why do you need to go find him?" That's what but I don't think he was about to beat nobody up. He was trying to find another down low person. That's the thing
Not
that
with
was weird to me.
HIV.
Yeah, not with the Asian. Because didn't they say, well, oh, this was sad to y'all with Monica. So remember, she went the first time and everything. They said she was negative, but then she had to go a second time and found out.
Right. Which is
That's
very important and people need to know. Like just because you go that first time, you gotta keep following it up because that's not out the woods at all. You got to go get another one because, especially if you've been exposed, they tell you keep following up. Like I think it's like every 3 months, and they probably told her that too, which is why she went back for the follow up because it don't go through everybody's body the same way. It's not detectable the same way,
yeah.
and it could take a while. So yeah, that's good that she went and followed up and didn't assume just because the first test meant that everything was okay, and then she actually went and followed up. Now, after this chapter, we go into a chapter which I don't. Some of this stuff I'm like, am I ignorant? Or I guess I never just thought about it. But I would. The next chapter is called Tops and Bottoms, which we know it refers to as sexual positions in the bedroom with men. I did not know that most DL men's were bottoms. I don't know why I didn't, why I would think that they wouldn't be or would be. I'm not even saying either one of those, but just when he pointed that out, I'm like, how does that correlate?
Yeah.
The most of the DL men are bottoms because they wife can't top them.
Right,
What
that's true.
different? What is so different? What is so different about it? Because you could tell your wife to bend over for all that.
Right,
No, they
right.
want to be handled.
That's true. And then he said that okay, then the definition he gave about him is the passive or receptive and the one who receives partner in anal sex. So just so people are all clear. But yeah, and they because they said some and the perception of the DL men being soft and squishy can be from the truth because he had some really hard body guys and things like that, so you just know, like, you can't tell by the package that they are in, basically is what he's warning women. And then some of course are versatile is what he points out too, but yeah, he said that was like the most common when he would deal with the men, and as far as the positions with DL guys would be bottoms, and the author is a top, so he tells he has experience with a lot of this as well. Um, One thing about too is that I was telling Jay Dunn too that the author, because I had a couple of the books that I had found, I could tell he has more stories to tell because you could just tell when he was telling more other people's stories that he knows, and he would hint in a little bit of some of his experience too, and then go back out, but it really wouldn't be that broad. So I'm just imagining like the more contact that he has had or experience he had that he didn't even share in this book.
From
And then
what?
he wants go ahead because I'm telling you these are the different. The next chapter goes into the different signs of the DL men and also the different behavior types. But go ahead.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the reason why he didn't touch on it is because he was so devastated to a point where that instance where his wife was like, "Oh, you know,
Right.
I'm about to take your kids," and he said that was the most. Even though the first thing that he was worried about was getting caught, but he did say the second thing was his children. He really loved his children. And I think that's maybe why, like, to this day, he probably still has the big thing, though, is dang, I got caught. But he does have a respect for his children, I think, on some level. And that's maybe why he still tries to, like, maybe I wouldn't say like he wouldn't have came out with his book if he just didn't want to be open and do all them workshops. But to some extent, I think that really hurt him when he got caught and it was like, oh, it's over for me. This charade of hiding. And for him to be one of the ones that actually made something of this, like instead of just continuing to be that down low man that's like, well, I got caught, but let me come up with some more strategy. Of course, this man has hella strategies. We see this all throughout the book. But I think that's maybe why he doesn't share a lot. And some of the men are somebody who maybe could get him hurt if their story comes out. So
Right. Hey OG Beauty, hey Muffy, hey Mr. Daquan, hey Diva, hey I said OG Beauty, Bunky, Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
Yes, the follow up is very important, Diva, and that's why I'm so glad that that young lady in this book, she did the follow up. Unfortunately, her results were positive eventually, but you can go to follow up in a couple times and still be negative and still be completely okay. But the follow up is definitely important, and you never know what might pop up in your bloodstream later. Correct. You just gotta hope and pray your doctor doesn't receive a call prior to your appointment. Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, now in one of the other chapters, he talks about DL behavior types. But when I go through the different types, I think people will start to realize what the point's going to be in a second. Okay, these are the different behavior types for DL men: the mature brother, the thug brother, the mature brother, the thug brother, the professional brother. There's a lot of pages by him. The I have a wife slash girlfriend brother, kind of use that as a cover. The I'm just curious brother, just saying he's just curious, he's not admitting to being fully bisexual, whatever. Now you listen to all those types and all those types to say that could just be any black male. So no, the author doesn't want to give the impression that all black men can be suspect to be DL, but he does, and I'm going to talk about that black men thing in a second too. And he does, but when you look at the types, basically at the end he says this could be anybody you know. I mean, this is very generous. I mean, curious, professional. I mean, all those things are just regular black men that you know. And then we're not even gonna, and the professional brother could be in different organizations. He could be in the church. I have a wife or a girlfriend. I mean, yes, that's common because some people are now you can be on the DL and be single. You cannot have a wife or a girlfriend. You just kind of not out with your behavior. You may deal with women, but just don't have necessarily a relationship. That could be possible. But the stakes, of course, go up once you are in a relationship because you got another person you can harm emotionally or physically or both. Now, the thing in the book too is that I noticed that with the DL connotation, and it shows up later in the questions, that we always the picture is always of a black male. And we know that there are white DL men, there are black DL, I mean DL men, they're Asian, there are all kinds of DL men, but for some reason that term, and I'm not sure how far that goes back and what's the thought process in that to begin with, we always see a picture of a black male. Have y'all noticed that? When it says on the DL?
Well, the
Yeah.
author had quoted R. Kelly towards the end and said
Yeah,
that it's coined in the black community because usually the black people are talking about an affair,
right.
just an affair.
Creepy.
But
Yeah.
but now they have made it to men having affairs.
Now, one of the last stories that he actually goes through the book before I get to some of these other questions is kind of tying into some of the front of the book too, because we wanted to like save the part about the DM men in the church till now. I was hoping that maybe Rebel could come by. I don't know if he got my notifications. I should have just texted him notifications, but I had told him that I was going to be doing it Sunday. But I probably should just remind him because I tried to tag him and Jay Wilson last time because he really had some good input. I mean, some things that he wanted to talk about with the download men in the church. And I know Jay Wilson has some stories and some, words, some just things that you can kind of cautionary tales is what I want to put it. But the reason why I say that is because one of the last chapters talks about one of his last hookups was a music director at a very popular church. And see, he quotes him as being Dr. Roland Terry, but I'm sure he changes the name to protect the innocent. Um, but this guy, it was like his first experience or whatever. He had never um he had a wife, he had kids, he was just basically he wanted more. I think he kind of wanted a relationship though with the man is what, and wanted to also keep his wife is what he was telling him. But the funny thing about this is that he wanted to take him home. He said that he would take the author home and introduce him to your wife, and she would never suspect a thing. They can get away with being friends because he's attractive and masculine. and told him basically the sex is good, then we can vibe that way. You have excellent potential for what he's looking for. So basically, he was gonna form a friendship with him and bring him around his wife and everything. And then he started telling the author about his children and all stuff and all types of things like that. And so he was just so eager to hurry up and have sex. But they got very, very close, like to the point of very, very close. Well, the author backed out because he was like, now, one time did he ask him about a condom? Did he say anything? But he was talking all about his wife, his kids, different things that they had going on, and this whole family unit, being part of this big mega church and all these things. But he never brought up a condom and was going to let him actually enter without a condom. And he wanted the women to see how risky and the type of man you think, how risky they are. Like, he didn't know anything from him. He even the guy, the author, even encouraged him. Let's hold off a little bit. We just met, stuff like that, and not kind of back off. So he actually did back the author, and they didn't do anything. But the point was, he was so easy to do things without protection. After telling him all about the life, the cost, the lifestyle he had, and what he could be at stake for losing, which really is so common. And a lot of the men that are in the church and prominent like that, they seem to have a high proponency of down low men. It's like they're trying to turn to religion to kind of absolve some of this stuff. But he said you'd be surprised, these so-called upstanding or whatever men are the main ones who brush off a condom or don't even mention one.
What about whenever he had left the dude? When he left the dude hanging, and the dude was like, you don't want to have all of this. You
That's
ain't
what I'm
trying to
talking
have
about. That's
all of
what
this.
I'm talking about. Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
know, but just the fact, just imagine a man tooted and booted with a towel on, talking about you don't want to have all of this, bitch. Take your ass to your wife.
You know what? And it's always a white towel too.
Yeah,
Like,
some of
take
those
your
white
ass off to
towels.
your wife to your kids. No,
But he
you
said
see,
he was very attractive too. So you can see that the author was really on his trying to get out of the download space, because it seemed like, I don't know if y'all felt it. It seemed like the author was like on this I ain't gonna, like a hero type thing. Like he's going in as the DL man buster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause he
And I
was
think
basically telling
his
these men,
newer
no,
writings,
we
I
can
think
do
he's
this.
starting to take a inventory in his newer writings and see that he wanted to come out of that lifestyle. Because basically, it said it was the story of him finding love and forgiveness and some other things to end that lifestyle. So even with that second book, a follow up that he had after this one, I don't think that he was completely out of it, because he was basically saying it was still going on. But yeah, even himself, you could tell he had not stopped the behavior in this book.
yeah, and I agree with what Ro just said, and I'm happy that y'all felt that way too, because I have to say it was slightly difficult for me to connect to this last half of the book because it felt like him being the DL man causing a problem and then acting like he's trying to fix. But bitch, you the cause of the problem though. So how in the world is you the one that's out here creeping and sleeping and doing all this and messing with women on the side? But then you want me to believe that you really trying to fix this problem when you are the problem. It was
Right.
something that was just very underhanded about that last part of it that I just didn't like. I don't know if it was like a hero complex or a savior
Hmm.
complex that he had going on, but it's like you don't get no brownie points for solving a problem that you created.
Yep.
Mhm. But
Yep.
that goes into that mentor. You see how he said that a lot. Like I was like, hold on, because even with Nigel, you was like, oh, this guy is basically his mentor. You like, okay, when did they start having mentor groups? Back then, like, because he used that a lot. Like he felt like he was the DL mentor on some aspect, or he would talk to other mentors. Like it's like he found a group of them. Like he knew exactly who they was. Because I'm like, this man really must be in one of them social groups that he talk about. Like, and I think he did mention that, like where he knows the DL community. Like, and I mean, I guess it's something that DL men talk about together. I guess I didn't know that they talk like that though. The DL
Me
men
neither.
that
It seems
I
like these
know,
men felt comfortable telling him the truth.
you said,
It seemed like there's men, the friends that he was around, like the other mentor guy and the other guy at the beginning, he was going to his house like they was buddies or whatever. It seemed like a lot of these men uh didn't have a problem telling him the truth. Like he got a lot of people to talk to him too.
yeah, and it could be. I don't want to say, because I don't know if he was dealing with shallow things, but he was really a good looking man from what from what he says, and him being, it could have been his sexual preference, of being the top. Because as
Yeah.
y'all were saying, like, oh, most of these men, a lot of the down low are bottoms. So maybe being that he was a diamond in the rough, that could have been why they were willing to kind
Not in the rough. Okay.
of.
Uh, but yeah, that's true. I was gonna go to someone in the back. They had some questions and he kind of answered it, but I answered them. But I'm just gonna do them. We can kind of discuss too. One of the questions that they had for them is that why why don't DL men just choose male sexual partners and stop pursuing relationships with women? And he kind of said, and we can give our thoughts on it, that you have to delve into the psyche of the DL men. Many DL men aren't even remotely interested in establishing a relationship with the man. Okay. To these brothers, a sexual encounter with the man is a means of getting a quick sexual high, and that's it. From their perspective, relationships should be pursued only with women. Ro, why do you think that DL men won't stop pursuing relationships with women?
Because it would ruin their masculinity if they did not still have the, oh, hold on, I'm the man type persona. They got to have that, because first of all, they gotta have that. They can't lose their manhood on what they think. Like, their manhood is first, and not getting caught. So the things that actually will, like, help the woman, where protection and all that's way secondhand. First is about them being a man, and they are trying on some level to deny their sexual feelings towards a man. They ain't even thinking about, well, maybe I would want to be in a relationship with a man. They ain't thinking about that, because they are, I try to group them for the most part as bisexual. I try to, because that's what they really want to be, but they would never even call themselves that because it's too much leading to gay. They don't want none of that. So they have to keep their straight persona. So they aren't gonna leave women alone, unfortunately, because the women are a huge important part of, I'm still a man. And we saw that in bringing that up, Four Color Girls. I mean, yeah, Four Color Girls, when with Janet Jackson, like, he said it like, hold on, I'm a man and I'm straight. These straight is something that, like, that's, they feel like they are a high, like, right there. Hold on, I'm straight. I'm straight. And this is just something that I gotta get out. Like, it's a something I can just do it, because it ain't nothing but sex. That's all it is. That's all it is at the end of the day. But with my wife, she gonna get me. You ain't getting me. All you getting is me off, which they will direct to the man, and then they will go back to the woman to feel safe and comfortable. That is until they get caught, and then they like, oh my God, I done effed up. That's why most of them don't know what to do.
Right.
You know,
What about you, Jay? Oh, he got Molly got some insight too.
Girl, so as it relates to that with these men being on the DL, I honestly feel like they want to have the best of both worlds because the thing that I have a problem with is that it seems like these DL men were more vulnerable with these men than they ever were with these wives that they had for 20 or 30 years.
Right.
How the fuck do you get more vulnerable with this stranger? Pump and dump 'em. But then you won't even let the woman that you said I do to, and you've been with her for like 20 or 30 years, get that close to you. For me, I think it's an ego driven thing. I think that's why they do what they do. Because they'll rather they not that's and this the crazy part. They won't submit to their wife. They'll rather go and let this other man make them submit and make them a bitch for this other man, and then they gonna go back home and act like this manly old macho person to the wife. Why you won't just submit to your wife?
Right. Molly put that he thinks having a relationship with the woman is a part of like the social blueprint, like going to school, having a job, and getting a career. And he also said he thinks it's a way to have cognitive dissonance, which I agree as well too. OG Beauty says they're trying to uphold this image, but it never is what it seems. Correct. Molly
Yeah.
said the idea of being in a romantic relationship with a man is not conceivable to them and sometimes illegal. Oh, in other countries. Let's put the global spin on it. Yes. What's up, Molly Cakes? Thank you for coming today, boo. Thank you to everybody for coming because this is a lot and it leads to other little subtopics as well. Like for example, one of the author was getting different questions sent to him from different women groups and he credits the Delta Sigma Theta sorority um as being very open and innovative as to being one of the first to start inviting him around the country and actually admitting that there's a problem, not being so, because a lot of these women are married, they're successful, they're whatever. You're talking about the men that would be in their lives. That's kind of hard to let you in and tell you about what could be possibly going on because a lot of people don't want to hear it. So he credits that sorority for being more open and into and like starting the wave. But of course now lots of more groups have gotten, a lot of more health education, sex education, HIV, gay download, different things like that as part of outreach. So that's great that they were able to do that. One of the questions he would get from the married women was, I mean, should I make my husband wear a condom? Is it that bad that I should make my husband wear a condom? And if he doesn't, how can I go about it? I mean, to the point of I've asked people that question too. Do they think it's that? Before I even got married, I was out to girlfriends, and we'd be like, "Do you think it's that serious to make your husband wear a condom?" And I used to have a view of, yes, it is that serious. Yeah, they should have to. And I used to think that a lot, and I kind of changed my view on that a little bit. But I can understand people who choose to do that as a precaution, and you have to find a party that would agree with you. Also, regular testing is also a way to keep up with that as well. But for those women who want to incorporate that, who want to demand that, they've met a lot of pushback with their men. But the author also doesn't want to alarm women in thinking that every marriage is susceptible to this. Ooh, I'm tongue tied. Susceptible to this. So he wants them not to have, a feeling of like, don't get so overly paranoid, but also be worried about your health and safety. If that's important to you, that's something you should go and express with your mate. Ro, do you think that is to this level that is you think that a married partner should use condoms that the DL men think is that much of a fear or worry to their health that they should use condoms?
Well, I feel like when you get married, trust is supposed to be so important, like the trust in your partner, um, as well as, being honest because y'all are supposed to be there for each other for good and worse. So if you trust them like being a best friend, and if you would feel more comfortable with, hey, putting on a condom, I don't think that the partner should feel any type of way, especially like if it's a guy. He'd be like, what you trying to say? He'd be like, well, I just right now, we don't have to always do it. Like it's only temporary, but can we just like use a condom for protective purposes? Like I'm not saying I don't trust you, even though that's where we can get like tied with, because that would come out their mouth probably like, oh, you don't trust me? And that's not necessarily the case. with the dangers that go around. Like I know where I'm at. I hear it's. I'm gonna just say it's the House of Virginia. So many places, and I know y'all know I worked in the medical field. I've seen stuff come in and out, and I'm just like, what? Do this, and it's best too if you can. I would say, yeah. Until you can fully trust them, because did I tell y'all, I know a married couple, and the man states that he loves his wife, but he said he does not trust her. So I feel like if you're in that type of household, y'all need to wear a condom. Then, like, she could be like, "Oh, well, I want to wear a condom. If you don't trust me, um, this is a two-way street because okay, I understand you saying you love me, but how I don't know how long it's going to be before you trust me. Um, you cheat, so we gonna put on a condom. It's something out here, but yeah, that's
What is your take on it, Jake?
In a perfect world, if you sharing finances, sharing assets, and everything like that, then you should be able to just sleep with the person. But that's in a perfect world. It's not a perfect world. Um, if a woman asks the husband to wear a condom, I would say you justify to doing that. But the thing is, I think the views of everybody has to turn different because if you won't share a toothbrush with your husband, like if you ain't just gonna go up in the bathroom, pick up his toothbrush and brush your teeth, then why is it so taboo for a wife to be like, put this condom on before you put this up in me? Like
True.
you not gonna use each other's personal stuff that has your saliva and all this kind of stuff up on it in a marriage. So why is it that when it comes to the sexual organs, it's different to where people get offended whenever you ask them to,
Hmm.
be protective because y'all protect each other by having different toothbrushes. Y'all protect each other by drinking out of different glasses. Y'all protect each other during COVID. You had your COVID mask. He had his COVID mask. Y'all protect each other all through life, except for when it comes in that bedroom. And that's the part that I don't get.
Like Molly brought up too, there's also the fact of you might be trying to conceive a baby with this person, so it's tough. Yeah, it is tough. Molly. Hey, Keisha, how what you doing? Hey, what's up? I think this is Sean G. Yeah, what's up, Sean G? How you doing? But yeah, I think it is a hard thing, but you're right when you put it that way, because some things we would never. Hey, Dreamy Boo, some things that you would never do, like share a toothbrush or like I don't drink after people. But and not even my husband, I don't even drink after my daughter. She old enough now. No, like
Right,
so.
but even like that,
Right,
but then, and that's the thing, the nerve of a man to want to leave that residue inside of you and go on about his business. But he mad that you, because that's all residue,
right.
toxicity, a lot of protein, and some other shit that he just dumped up in you. But you can't ask him to put a condom on because you don't want that in you.
Right.
the baby thing. Yeah, that's definitely something to think about. I mean, because yeah, you can't wear one within, so you just gotta trust the person, or I guess love them.
I guess you go right before that, if you are a couple that practices the condom usage, you could go and get a couple, get screening and then maybe go back and get screened again, like while you carefully planning it just to make sure, that both people are clean.
What do y'all think is the best option then? Like to just go get tested or to put on a
Yeah,
condom?
I get tested regularly. I don't care. I mean, to my knowledge, my husband never cheated on me. People could say, "Oh, all these people cheat," blah blah blah. And you're naive. Well, to my knowledge, and because I'm not completely dumb as hell, it's nobody can is with nobody 24/7. But to my knowledge, it's never been brought back to me that my husband has been unfaithful to me. But when I go for GYN visits or whatever, I want the whole kit and caboodle. They don't question it. I know some people who think just like that. I don't care. I only get one health and one life, and It could be something mild. God bless it is. Hopefully, a low grade one that you can take a pill for. But hell, even those end up affecting people different ways. Or it could be something more serious than that. But I still get a full panel, get screened when I go. I don't care. I want everyone tested all, baby.
And
So I
I
think
see
that's the way
Molly
to
said,
be.
"Road to not cheat." And to be honest, Molly, I really wish. When I tell you, I wish men that I know were mature like that. But I know I'm sorry. A lot of the men that I know, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. They cheat on their wives like it ain't nothing. And that not with men that I know of, but they just cheat. He be like, huh? And it's bad out here.
Hmm.
And this is people from, I'll say, our generation. So I could only imagine what the younger generation is doing. But they cheat. Look, Molly said, do a test tube, baby.
Yeah, that is true. You can just go through IVF, and have them inserted.
Where's the fun in that, Molly? But I mean, yeah, I can definitely, you know. But I'm not saying every man though, because I don't want to put that out here cheats, because I know one, but then y'all gonna be, this is controversial. It's a white man though. Yeah, I'm sorry. This white man, you could tell that he don't cheat on his partner. Um, I mean, I felt like he was decent, but a lot of certain men that I know, they be like ready to just cheat, and I'm like, huh? But their marriage, from what you would hear, their marriage is important to them. But
Diving silly.
they gotta, oh, look at the girl, look at her, look at her, like, and then you hear about them messing up. Like, oh yeah, dang, I messed up. My wife was mad. Why did you have to mess up when you got this pretty wife right here that works and she got so much going on? And she done
Hey,
had all of your,
boo.
your children. I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, face
Oh
y'all.
no, you're right. I mean,
Yeah, it's
you speaking gospel because that's exactly how it is. I mean, and like you said, this is in a perfect world too. But speaking of, you said you know a lot of men that cheat and things like that. Do you know? Have you ever had a situation where a straight dude was a down low dude that was trying to proposition you?
Not that I know of. I I had one online before that was trying to talk to me, but we didn't. I couldn't make it past the part of not being able to see his face, until we meet up. I was like, no, you keep telling me, look, we're gonna wait till we meet up, but I got all this. But look, I am discreet. I got things to lose. Like, he was like, look, I got this mansion, all this for you. And he said, I am fine as hell. Like, that was the main thing. He was just trying to make it seem like he was so good looking. But I just wasn't budging, because I was like, no, I need to see how you look. I have gotten food before, and I don't have time for, for all
And
this cat.
he couldn't walk up into some mansion and bro, he was trying to plan some kind of little something with you. You might have been in there tied up and handcuffed and all time and put on chains and everything.
You never know. Yeah, but he was he was one of them
or
real.
he could have went over there and wound up on the first 48. You made
Right.
the right choice, bro.
I know. I die if I'm sitting here tuning in from one of my favorite shows and they come on there talking about Roosevelt over there done found him with a purple thong and and signs of distress. I mean, like, what the hell going on here? Well, vice versa, Jay Dunn has a married woman that you know of, with like a married woman, like had was actually in a married relationship, ever tried to get you to be on the down low with her? Because women
No.
can be too.
At most, the only thing that I've encountered similar to that is lesbian couples that's into open relationships.
Oh,
But no, never a woman trying to cheat on her husband. But I think that's because I've never left myself open to that at all. Like, when I
yeah.
tell you I don't deal with bisexuals, I don't. So if you already married, then hell no. because he done left some residue up in there. And that's what's like all that residue up in there, and you want me to do what? So no, I ain't never had that happen. But I do know that it is some down low women out there, but I ain't
Yeah.
encountered them. But I think it's because I've been pretty upfront and firm about my belief with that. So won't nobody even try me like
Jada, you and this residue, I'm about to fall out. I can't take.
that. That is residue. Because they just leave it right up in y'all. And I think that's horrible. Like when you really think of it, it's really horrible because that person is leaving a trace of them inside of somebody's body each and every time. That's
Hmm.
crazy.
How do y'all feel
E-
about the double the I I'm not sure how to put. I want to say, is it called a double standard? Like, and I hear quite a bit of men say this. Like, they if they feel like when they can go out here and cheat, but then when a wife cheat, she is like the worst in the world. Like, hold on, like basically, like you're mine, so you shouldn't have to. You can't do that. I'm the dog, so I can go and I can do this, do that. But if a woman do it, it's like what? Like you are tainted. You are just. How could you?
Unfortunately, I think that's one of the things gonna always be that way. A lot of men think like that. And their egos are fragile and they get hurt and they don't want to admit that's what it is. But yeah, unfortunately, that double standard is probably gonna always be around.
And it's a horrible double standard, especially when we talk about it from the perspective of the DL man. Because how is
Yeah,
you gonna call this woman a hoe for spreading her legs to a man when you ready to go spread your legs to a man? Why
right.
she can't do it if you can do it? This whole situation has really left me with a lot of questions. And I guess as far as it relates to the double standards when it comes to heterosexuals. Because at the end of the
Hmm.
day, the DL man that would beat his wife up if she went out there and cheated with a man, but he think it's okay for him to cheat with a man. Why she
Right.
can't? If if you out here doing it,
Y'all,
Yeah.
I would be. Oh, there goes that's Rebel, y'all, in the chat.
Oh, Rebel is here. We get to bring up the church. We haven't talked about the church anyway. Really, we touched it a little bit, but let me see. I'll be free in 10 minutes. Okay, boo.
But y'all,
Oh,
how can something that really got me in the book, and I mean, I guess I would have to see it. I don't know if I when they say that these down low men are the bottoms. Now that kind of gets me because I mean I don't know. Like you saying this, I
oh,
can't
hey,
picture
Face. I
one of the
didn't see
guys,
you.
but
Go ahead, Rose. Sorry, I was just speaking.
oh,
Hey, Stacy and Face. I missed y'all, boo. Thank y'all for coming. Go
hey
ahead.
y'all. But yeah, I just couldn't picture it. Like most guys that I feel like are down low, if they are like real masculine and all that stuff, they won't want to do that. But that he made a big notion of, he was like, well, um they do want that, because I'm guessing it's because they already got to be this masculine thing with the wife, and that's something that they want to just kind of be relaxed. They want to be in that relaxed state. He said something else too about um men taking on their feminine side. I forgot which guy that is. But then he said that he was like, yeah, some men take on that feminine side. You gotta kind of.
1 second, y'all. We got somebody coming. Shanji. Hello. Hello.
Hey, can you hear me? I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yo, yeah, I hear you.
Oh, salute to everybody. How y'all doing? Hey,
I'm
Hey,
fine.
Sean.
hey
I just wanted
Shanji,
to get my little insight on what he just asked. I'm sorry, I don't even know your name.
Oh, Demon Soul.
But okay, yeah. I just wanted to say why we feel some type of way when our women do cheat, right? So for me, I think men feel so bad because for us, sex is just sex. But for women, they be more emotionally attached when they give their body away. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what a friend of mine says, Sean G. He said the exact same thing.
Yeah, we just go in there, we
Hmm.
cheat, and we know we have sex and it's over, like, and we ready to go. But for a woman, it's not so easy for them. They be attached to it, and then for a man, all we thinking about is, damn, I remember how she moaned for me, or how she do this, and that's what we thinking about.
And you get more of your feelings about it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
men, we don't really care. We just doing something. Like, we can love our woman and go out and cheat, and still we ain't going nowhere. We going home.
Unless you get a crazy chick. I heard about them.
Oh yeah, I know all about them.
Yeah, that's
But yeah, I do think women get more emotionally involved and then they get more into a relationship than just fucking and leaving.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's the difference though. But that's why it is a double standard. But I think that's the
Right.
reason why, just from my perspective.
but
Hmm.
Sean, what how would you feel if like your wife was like, well, can we wear a condom? Would you feel uh what's the word? Like dang, that's messed up?
Um,
Or that she don't trust you?
to be honest, you just gotta respect it because it is a lot going on out here in the world. Like, I feel like at that point it's time to look at yourself and see what it is that you're not doing to make her feel comfortable enough to just go with it instead of, damn, she don't feel so secure in what I'm doing, so now she want me to rub condoms. But maybe it help
Oh,
you
I
get your
like
mind
that
right.
answer. That was a mature answer. I like that. That you have to look and
Yeah.
see what's going on in the relationship.
Yeah, a lot of time people blame their mate instead of taking a moment to look at yourself.
Right.
Because a person can be telling you all day, hey, I don't like this, or I want this and I need this. And a lot of people take that as, oh, all you do, you don't like nothing about me. You do. No, I'm just telling you what I need. And you either gonna change it for me and for us, or you not.
True.
Yeah. If you really wanted to, yeah, to work, you can. I would think you can compromise.
Yeah, you can say all day, but you make me feel like this. And in your head, you saying I don't even do nothing. But if you're doing that, then you just deflecting and you're not accepting accountability because you may not see it, but you're doing something or you're not doing something to make them feel that way. So you need to figure out what it is and adjust to it. Like in my
Hmm.
situation, I ask questions. So why you feel like this? Or what do I do to make you do this or feel like this? Because in my eyes, I may not be doing nothing wrong, but I'm doing something wrong if my mate not happy.
Right.
Yeah.
So I will ask you this. So do y'all go to the doctor together? And I guess I
Yeah,
could ask that to you and Dina. So
yeah,
because I can say from a lesbian point of view, especially in a long term situation, lesbians go to the doctor together. You
yeah.
know, it's something very easy to do, so you are pretty transparent and open with your partner. But I don't know if heterosexual people do that. Like, do y'all just schedule y'all appointment and trust the other one to go? Like,
Nah,
what y'all
if,
do?
if if you know anything about me, I'm in a poly situation.
Oh,
So
okay. See, no, I didn't know that you was poly, but I know you done did
Oh,
a lot over there. I saw you a couple of times over there.
yeah, like I don't tell no lies to my woman. You know what I'm saying? Everything is on the table.
oh, well, that's different then, because yeah, with Polly, y'all all get together, right? Or do you have time? Like, is it times where, well, y'all may have have your own rules? Like, can you talk to one and then talk to another, or do y'all have to come
So
together?
so let
Because
me
I
just
know
tell
that's
you our
hard.
rules. Like our rule is we either gonna do it together or we're not gonna do it all. If I get a pass to go do something on my own, she know, and we discuss that. Hey, this person got a big bag and they just want to spoil me, but I'm bringing that money back home, and that be that.
Oh,
Okay. So at least y'all have an open line of communication, so that's good.
Yeah,
Because it
lying
seems
is
like,
what kill it all.
well, lying is what damages the trust. And I,
Yeah,
I think that so many times people are damaged the trust with just one little lie. And they think it's one little lie. And then they wonder why they can't get it back. Well, because you damaged the trust. You can't get the
yeah,
trust back once it's
yeah.
gone.
Once you lose the trust, it's over. The relationship is done. You can say all day, "Oh, okay, we're gonna work through it, and I'm gonna forgive you," but that's cap. You're gonna always remember it. When she don't come home or he don't come home, vice versa, or they not answering their phone, that's what your mind going to. You can't help it. You don't mean to do it. You don't
Hold
want
one
to do it,
second.
but
We got a
that's what
visitor.
happens.
Okay.
Okay.
Rebel.
Yeah, this me. Can you hear me?
Oh, I hear you.
Hey, what's up, Rebel?
Hey, Ro. Hey, J Dunn. And guess.
Hey, Rebel. Sorry, I was trying to charge up. I put my phone on the charger. But hey, Rebel.
Can I ask a
Marty, you.
question?
Oh, yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
no, I wanted to ask the latest guest that came on. So when you say poly, does that go both ways? Is it two women, or are the women able to do what they want to do as well?
No, my woman is bisexual. She like women. And if
Oh,
we in a
okay.
situation, yeah, if we're in a situation and we find another woman, like every other thing she got going on, got to go away, or we can't deal.
Hmm. Because I noticed a lot of times in these poly relationships, it's the man that benefits from the poly relationship and not so much the woman. Because he can bring two women. And what if the woman wanted to have two men instead of just one? And are they open to that kind of thing? Because I see it's very one-sided a lot of times. It goes to that fragile male psyche that they don't want a man that has a bigger penis than them, or it's weird and funny as hell to me because they'll say, well, somebody's going inside you, but a hoe could be a hoe. A man or woman either can be hoes.
Yeah, this is true. For me in my situation, I can only speak for my situation, right? So my woman was a lesbian before I got her. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
she don't even like extra penis. You know what I'm saying? So it just worked out in my favor. And I'm not, like I just said, if we encounter somebody, they got to cut off their situation because I enjoy, how do I say this? I enjoy sucking coochie. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect your panel, but
No,
I
you
don't know why I
fine.
get it
Oh,
out.
trust me, this the B sector. We used to it.
Yeah, I enjoy sucking coochie. Like I'm a pleaser. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. Turned me on the more my woman is turned on. So if we bring somebody else in, I'm not sucking on no extra body fluids. That's the reason why you got to cut everything off.
You know what, Shanji? Somebody in the chat, and I thought that myself. Would that be more of a open relationship, or would it be poly? Because I thought with poly, and I know things can change and be different. I thought poly was like y'all. It's like, okay, three of y'all or four of y'all, and y'all have like, okay, we're gonna commit to all of us. We all gonna commit. And if I wanna talk to you one day, we gonna have us a conversation. But we gonna all get together before I talk to like number three. Because I want y'all to know what we doing. They always stay active, but it sounds like to me like y'all may not be with that person. Well, no, you know what? No, I'm sorry. You did say that person has to cut everything off that they got going on. So yeah, I
Yeah,
guess it is y'all own type of poly. Okay.
yeah. Because now we all together. We one piece. We one family. Now, mind you, if we
Oh,
don't,
so
Polygamy.
y'all
Let
living
me stop.
together? Are y'all
it,
living together with the person?
it just depends on the situation. If we get to hanging out and it grow to that, then it be that.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay. Would
Okay.
you
So
get
we
married
finna.
to
Hmm.
both of them if they wanted to, or y'all no?
Bro,
Say
that's
again.
illegal.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I didn't hear you say
You
that.
can't. You can't be married to more than one
A
person.
polygamist.
Yeah, that's how I said polygamy. It just sound like
That's the other poly, polygamous. But we gonna round back. Well, Sean, I don't know if you want to stay for this part of the conversation, but we gonna round back to our DL conversation about men on the DL.
Yeah,
You know what?
that's not my combo.
Oh, I just wanted to, that's why I wanted to warn you a little
But
bit. And
but I
Molly,
will say this:
uh-huh.
like if you are a gay man, like it's cool, right? That's who you are. That's what you about. But what I don't like and don't respect is DL dudes
Right.
because I feel like y'all be out here polluting the coochie and not telling nobody.
Oh,
Well, and that's the reason why
make
we
it
having this book
comfortable.
club. We having this book club because of this, because it's a whole lot of people out here polluting the coochie. You know, when they pollute the coochie, they affect me too. I'm affected
Oh,
because as soon as they bring me a bad batch of coochie because somebody DL them fucked around on it, then it's a whole issue. So this is a problem that we gotta solve.
but don't you think? Don't y'all think? But the thing is also, I've seen the burst of a DL man on a few occasions. People have to make others more comfortable being who they are. Stop having all this stigma associated with being someone that can live out loud. When you're a child, I heard people talking about gay people when I was a kid. I have a cousin that's gay, and they would make derogatory comments about him, and I could see how he started acting like he liked women. Baby, he was so sweet, and he was trying to date girls. But I was like, I know they don't. Do they know they're in a lesbian relationship? Because he approved by them.
Hey,
And
I don't mean to interrupt you. I apologize, but salute to host and salute to everybody in the panel in the chat. I didn't just want to drop down. I didn't know if I'll mess up the audio. So if you
Oh
can,
cool,
no,
cool.
here, let me drop you. Let me drop you.
all right. Thank you for
All
having me.
right,
Okay.
Thank you,
Sean.
Thank
You know
thank
you for
what?
you,
coming
Sean.
Somebody
up.
did have a question for him in the chat if he wants to answer it.
What's going
What?
on?
She Divine said, Sean G, you were in prison. Can you share if you observed any down low men?
I didn't observe. I don't know about observing. I don't know how far you want to take that word because I noticed y'all be specific about that over here in a
Oh
second.
no, I'm sorry. She
Um,
said if you observe any down low men in prison. I think she just like just maybe saw something that you was like,
yeah.
oh.
What I know for sure is, and I'm sorry to put this on DC people, but most of the people that was DL and when I was in prison was people from DC, like Baltimore, DC, all them people up that way.
Wow.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, even
Hmm.
like
Huh.
Big Meech had, in other people's words, some of the baddest trannies where he was. You know what I'm saying? But he back out here in the
Mm,
world dealing with women.
right.
Hmm.
Kind of what you said. That's kind of the reputation that the men here in Atlanta have. Which I wish that they did have this reputation, but most of the time the straight women assume that they can't find a man to marry because it's Atlanta. And I'm like, well, there's some straight men out here, but they don't believe that they exist out here.
All right, go ahead and kick me, Samar. Thank you for having me.
Oh, okay. Thank you for coming.
All right, Sean.
That was interesting. And Molly asked a question for heterosexual people. He said, is it usually the woman who determines when the condom is to stop being used? I think it's like a yeah, to a point. I mean, you can be like, we don't need this or whatever, but I just think it depends. I think as the relationship like advances and gets to a certain stage. Oh, what happened? Rebel got knocked off. Rebel, come back. Let me make sure I got the. Yeah, it's pinned.
Probably Rebel
You
probably
gotta be
on the
right back.
iPhone. So once Sean G
I
left,
had
it
kicked
probably
him
messed
off
up his.
though,
Oh, okay, okay.
but yeah, it may
I'm sure
still.
he'll
Who
come
knows?
back.
Yeah,
But I do
but
think that Sean G's opinion was relevant as far as why the double standard with the men, how they could cheat, but the woman can't cheat. I think
right,
that
yeah, I think we
what he
did have
brought
a
to the
relevant
table
part
was
to this
good about that.
conversation. Yeah, we was talking about
Hmm.
that too, the double standard for D'Lo as well. So no, I think I was glad he came here because that provided another perspective, and at the end of the day, we're talking about relationships. So and DL, and we are talking about heterosexual and gay and lesbian relationships because with the DL, they are involved in a heterosexual and a homosexual relationship. So I think their perspective was on par and good, and because we're talking about choices, and we want to know how he felt too about being asked to use a condom, because that came up in the book. No, I appreciate him coming up here and giving a different perspective. That's why I went ahead and told him we was changing back, just not to blindside him that we're gonna start talking about something else. Let me
Yeah.
see.
Well, I just actually thought about something, Demon Soul, that I just want to bring to y'all attention to. It just came to my mind.
Okay.
So, in married relationships with these heterosexuals, now the man is okay with this woman taking a birth control pill every day, but he don't want
True.
to wear a condom.
That's true.
If
I
she's
got
doing
another
her
one for you
part,
too, Jada.
if she's doing her part to protect the situation as far as babies go, why you can't do your part? Like, it don't even make sense to me. But I just thought about that because I'm like, a man, if everybody was just out here in the heterosexual life, the man ain't wearing the condom, the girl ain't taking no birth control, then they on equal playing field. But I feel like it's never equal playing field because the woman is always having to do something extra that the man refuses to do.
Yeah, like
That's
how the man can get his let's say they like, oh, we don't want to have no more babies, so the man can go and get his thing. I forgot the name of that surgery, or the woman can get her
The vasectomy.
tubes burnt.
You talking
Yeah,
about a
this
vasectomy?
vasectomy. Yeah, the man, and a lot of times the woman will like basically accommodate the man and be like, oh, babe, I don't think I want to get that. So she'll just go and get her her stuff burnt.
Hmm.
But even sometimes that don't help, right? They said they can
Hmm.
still conceive after a while. So the best choice would be for the man to get the vasectomy so he won't have to worry about it. But some men are like, you know what, babe, I'm sorry, I can't go through it no more. I don't think I can go through it. Like, they may be for it, then they're like, I don't know about that. So
Well, no, I guess my point is, if a woman is taking a birth control pill every day, then it don't hurt this man to put on a condom 2 times a week or whatever. However much straight people have sex, he should be able to put on a condom if that's what she requests. Because when he say that he don't want no kids, she waking up taking a pill every day.
but sometimes the woman may not want the condom either though, right? Because she may want to, it may not feel it.
No,
I mean,
but we
that's what they said in the
We
book. They may
talking
not
about the
feel it.
DL problem. We were talking about the DL
Oh,
problem
yeah,
about the
that's
condom.
right.
Because now I know in most cases the woman probably don't care, but we talking about these women that's getting affected by these men.
Let me see. Molly said, I think the vasectomy is less risky and the doctors don't like to do it if the man is too young and doesn't have a lot of kids. Yeah, they don't really like to do it.
Look at Molly laughing at you, Ro.
Oh, you know what?
I
No, I
heard
was talking about a
that.
man that already had, I think, the amount of kids that he want to have. No, I ain't
Oh,
talking about no
okay.
man. I ain't talking about no early man. I'm talking about a man that's like he. I'm telling you, he wet off with kids. They don't want to have
Hmm.
any together.
Oh, okay. I mean, they took the man name for. Let me see. DC. He telling the truth about DC is my sister-in-law brother told us stories about men get out the next day and slept with me in the night before in jail. Yep, I've heard that story too. Hey, RNY, thanks for coming in.
Oh wow.
Thought I saw somebody else. Hey, soul sister. Oh, no problem. We've been enjoying
Hey,
talking
sister.
about the stories and talking about the book. Were you good? Looking into all the other foolishness going around, but also too with this, and then what other thing I want to do before we conclude on this? It was a part I had bookmarked it right here that I wanted to acknowledge him saying. And the men are like, and then with the whole DL label too, I think that has gotten more men to probably retreat too, as it's been known, like the DL behavior, whatever, and try to like, curb it. But if you that's something that you really want and that's what you're really into, you're gonna do it. You're gonna get it. Like these people in here are sacrificing all types of lives, titles, respect, community. I mean, they are like hold really important titles in their personal life and everything, but they're gonna still end up eventually giving into it because it's something that they can't help. Is something in them that they want to pursue, and they're going to make it happen. Sometimes, like knowing very risky situations, it just amazed me in the book how many risky situations people put themselves in, like just to do it, just to have it, just to get that thirst quenched. It was crazy, like, and it's so much on the line, and you would just look at it. That's why you never know. It could be whatever household you think look a certain way. You never know.
Yeah.
Because he said, because they was asking him for signs. What are signs? What are this? Like when he would go speak to when this author would go speak to different women, and he was like, I don't have a sure list of signs that would give women the answers that they seek. He was like, women can hire a private investigator or get a very masculine acting man and looking gay man and have them approach their man. But most important, that you should strive to have a relationship where you can talk free about sex and or where they can have the power of choice through open, honest discussion. Because it's not a checklist that he can give them. And that's what a lot of women were asking for when he would be like having these different talks around the country.
Well, even that part, I'm happy you mentioned that part, Demon Soul, because even that part where he was saying about having your gay guy friend approach your man, you asking for trouble doing that type of
Right.
bullshit. I thought that
Right.
was the craziest thing ever. And I mean, I had to put myself in the perspective that, hey, he wrote this in the early 2000s. But you
Mm-hmm.
asking for trouble with that. Because your gay guy friend go and come on to your husband. If your husband bite, then now you might have them creeping behind your back. Like, I think that's the craziest thing. That's not a
Right.
solution to the problem. It's
At
not a
all.
solution.
Yeah. That's
At all.
the gay friend goes, "Oh no, girl, he ain't got nothing going on."
Right. Meanwhile, your gay friend is sleeping with your man now. Now your man done been curious about men, and now you openly sent the man on over there to him. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Um, See, has that's a good question. So when people in the audience as well can answer, when women have a relationship with the man, he told them that they like men too. For me, no. But I'll be glad that he was open and honest with me. One second, y'all. Hey, Lady Ellen. TMO Catherine has gone off the deep end again. Lord, what in the world Catherine done? One second, y'all. We have a guest. Let's see. Tiny Ways.
Hey, Demon Soul. You know what, Demon Soul? I'm kind of getting tired of having to switch pages to hit your link, child. But it's fine.
You got me
Hey,
blocked up because I
uppity
can't see
lady.
you in chat.
I don't got you. Well, I'm gonna look again. Maybe it's something I'm doing wrong. But I wanted to say this is in on topic of what y'all talking about because I heard y'all discussing. Now, I'm not
Uh-huh.
gonna lie. I haven't actually read the book, but I did a lot of like I heard some people read some of the chapters, but I also watched a lot of his interviews. And I noticed he can like y'all remember when Superhead came out with her book and she was naming names and doing, all the things or whatever the case may be. He was talking down on her because he was like, yeah, I would never sit here and dispose anything. And I think it's kind of raunchy. But I'm like, why talk about down low men if you're not going to expose the name? You're still like, isn't it's kind of like self-serving, like the book in itself, especially like hearing his interviews and how he talked about like women that did put the information out there, but they put their names with it. Hey, Divine Pisces.
Yeah, uppity. I agree with you. Even up in the book, this last couple of chapters that we read, he kept referencing somebody named Tevin, and I was like, "Is you trying to talk about Tevin Campbell? You spilling his tea? What's going on?" Because as
Mm.
soon as I saw that name Tevin up in there, but he wouldn't say the last name, I was like, "What, Tevin Campbell?" Because they were saying that Tevin Campbell was gay.
Yeah, but
Right.
he is. Remember, he denied it at first. Because
Yeah.
that was something that what's her name Jagger White was right about. She said he got arrested for prostitution. Quincy turned him out, and let's not forget Quincy came out with his. He told everybody T, but he didn't tell his own. And Tupac even told y'all that when he was trying to date the man's daughter, he didn't want to give his permission unless he got to have sex with him.
Oh.
Who, Quincy Jones?
Yeah, he came up and told that to Tupac.
Yeah, Quincy Jones was trying to sleep with all the men.
Right.
Yeah,
Cause
they
that's
said
who.
he
And
turned
that's the
They said
same
he's the
thing.
one that turned Chubby Campbell out. Yep, they said he was passed around a
Mhm.
lot as a child. Hmm.
Yeah,
But you know what? I
that's
think the
wild.
reason he didn't want to tell their names is because he could have been in danger. You know, if he told somebody that was, he said, I think he was dealing with a couple of athletes, so that could have been, a reason that he was protecting himself.
Yeah, but then
I
why down
exposing because
somebody else? Because
Superhead just came out with people.
but honestly, you get what I'm saying? She did the same thing he did, except she gave up names. So how are you gonna look down on her? You actually like you either gonna be quiet or you're not. You don't get to say like my quiet is better. Like we both talking, but I'm better than you because I gave name. No, that's what the people want. To me, it's like a self-serving act. You giving out these hints, like anybody that's within the know. I mean, maybe probably not the viewpoint like but some people that read the book that know about this they'll be able to know who he's talking about, but were you guys able to like put together any clues to figure out like who he was talking about?
No.
No, but that's why Superhead got a bestseller, baby. And this
Maybe
Well, this
like
was a New
that's
York
why I was
Times bestseller
yeah,
too.
when I was with my Haitian guy, he already
yeah.
knew every book she got. He would stop on work and go on one training and look for the book. Like I did not play. Like yes, her and Winnie Williams, give me the book.
I loved her book though. I did love
Oh, it
Superhead
was
book.
it was
Oh,
one
that's a
part
good
of the
point too,
book too
Molly.
that I had meant to talk to y'all about too, or just to get y'all's point of view about it because in that book, and I just thought about it. In that book, they was talking about the DL men in the Latin and Hispanic community, and they said that those men are DL so much so that the women in that community prefer anal sex over vaginal sex to avoid getting pregnant. So over in that
Wow.
community, they doing anal sex to keep from getting pregnant. So they still getting infected too. But they just not getting infected as much as black women are because they think, well, because we not trying to have no baby, them women is letting these men have anal sex with them. Meanwhile, they men DL too.
Right.
And you know what's crazy? I think you get those type of diseases faster through the anal because of the live cells. You know what I'm saying? They said it's harder. Like you can still get it through vaginal, but when you're having anal, it's like live
Hmm.
cells around it. When you break stuff more. Like it's easier to Like I don't know how to say it, but like it's easier through the
To
Yeah, to
transmit
transmit it.
through it. Yeah.
yeah
Hmm.
yeah
A lot of
Yeah,
tears
when
can
when
happen.
I read that part
yeah.
about it, I was kind of mind blown. But it makes sense because y'all know Mexicans be having like 15 kids. I said, now let me
Right.
find out y'all having anal
Mhm.
sex to
Yeah.
keep from having
That's why they was
15
calling it
kids.
a That's what they were trying to call it was a gay disease, but it's not necessarily a gay disease. Anybody that frequently do anal is quicker for them, just like the people with the druggies with the transfusion and sharing the needles and stuff. So anybody that do it
Hmm.
directly like that, yeah, because and that's exactly why they say like lesbians typically have lower risk because there's no you know thing involved.
Hmm. Well, yeah, I think because it's not even as rough. Because, like in that book, the 17-year-old who had his first experience with a man, the boy bled for days after the fact. And that's
Wow.
why I'm just like, that's too rough for you to be bleeding all willy nilly like
Right.
that.
Wow,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Maybe he had ruptured
Hmm.
something.
yeah. Sometimes
I don't
some
know.
guys
Cause
are
I'm
not
like,
meant.
what? I laughed too because I was like, what? Did his cherry get popped? They bust your cherry. That's why you bleed like that.
There was
What's
no
going
cherry
on?
back there,
I
girl.
know. I know. I was being funny.
Some men are either too big or they some men have a very small, I ain't trying to be nasty, y'all, like a real small hole, and that's why like it can tear a lot more easier
Oh, yeah, I can definitely identify with the
and
small
it
hole
hurt you.
problem. Yeah. But damn, okay. And then plus it's meant to be an exit not entry, so that could like go. And then at 17, I don't think the body's really like so it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know.
Mm.
God bless the people who could do it because I can't. Don't even You can lick it, but that's it.
Girl, nah, not lick it.
Yeah, some guys like it. I wouldn't kiss them if they did it, but I'm just saying I like it. I had it done before.
No, but
I could never
in that
return the
book,
favor
but that's
though.
what.
Right, exactly. Oh no! If you actually trade in paper, I'm about to go on Facebook making a public announcement about how gay you are. Don't even do it to yourself.
Suki
But
turned them out.
uppity
Suki
in the
said
book
that that's what
though,
they be wanting.
the 17-year-old though that they talked about up in the book, he ended up contracting it. His first male on male experience, he contracted it, and then he ended up giving it to his
Wow.
17-year-old girlfriend because after he had sex with the man, he wanted to regain his masculinity. So he went and had sex with his virgin girlfriend. They was both virgins. So he took her virginity and
Oh
gave her
my
HIV.
god, that is
Hmm.
horrible.
Yeah.
Was this supposed to be like a famous person or just somebody like
No, just
regular?
No, this just
regular
was
soul.
somebody in the book. Hmm.
Oh my, that is horrible.
Hmm.
Wow.
And he ended up
So
dying of
that's
full
the
blown
thing.
AIDS.
Yeah, he died of AIDS, but his girlfriend lived. But just imagine being the 17-year-old girl that knows that your man is a virgin because
Yeah,
technically
that's
he
what I
was
feel
a
bad
virgin.
for. That's what
What's
I feel
that
bad
Yeah.
for. I
y'all? We
mean, well,
gotta
he
give
was a virgin with a woman.
Hmm.
Rebel.
Hmm.
Hey,
Hey.
Hey,
Okay.
rebel.
But yeah, that was an awful story right there with her. Yeah, and that was her. And she was 17 too. So this is her first dude, her first experience, and she got HIV. And then she
And
had to
her
watch
whole
him.
life is over.
Right, and then she had to
Damn.
watch him die of AIDS right there.
And,
She didn't
and,
even had
and
an op she didn't even had an option of staying with the guy who gave it to her because he
right,
passed.
right after?
Yeah, his went real fast. He got full blown AIDS and passed.
Hmm.
Wow.
He ended up passing away in the book. And essentially, his story was just one of those stories because that man, J.L. King, basically did like seminars and did interviews with different people about the DL lifestyle, and that was one of the stories that he came across.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I was watching his interviews, and I was like, why is he so? It seemed like bitter and hateful towards the women. Like he didn't do nothing better.
Well, welcome back, Rebel.
Well, yeah, I had to. I'm getting ready for a test I have to take on the 27th. So studying is paramount at this point. But I'm finished with the study, and I was with a little group. Uh, I was saying earlier, I saw the birth of a DL man on a few occasions. How do you make it more comfortable for people to come out and live in their truth? Because if they hear a lot of only negative things and, ain't nobody in my family like that, I don't know anybody. It's like you say all this stuff and you don't realize your dad may be bisexual or in the closet, your brother, your sons. It's scary to me how many men are DL because I kid you not, and I'm it's at least 5 times I've been approached by DL men, at least.
Mm.
And when I was younger, I did fool around sometimes with DL men. But the older I got, I was like, no, because this is a woman not knowing anything. Um, and these men, they will lie to you. We can see in the beefing sector how these damn women lie. And a man could be, baby, sugar in his gas tank, and they say, no, he ain't like that. No, he ain't. He ain't like that. I'm like, oh, are you blind?
You're not seeing
Mhm.
anything that we're seeing. Just because he has a penis doesn't mean he's an option.
Well, but see, that's the thing, Rebel. To the ones that refuse to see what's in front of them, then if they end up getting HIV, then they get HIV. Because, like, you can tell by just looking at him. You chose to look the other way. And that's a problem right there. Not saying that I wish HIV on anybody, but I'm talking about those real, not the subtle stuff that you miss, but when it's in your face, but you still act like you don't see it, then you are saying your own self. At some point, the woman has to be responsible for her own health and her own life.
And not be in denial. Because I used to work with a lady and I told this story. Her husband was on the DL. I watched this woman go from 160 pounds to about 75 pounds. And she was deep into church. Stop telling people they can pray it away, and stop telling people just leave it all with God. Girl, you better get on some damn medication. You sitting up telling people you have this lupus or something like that. She was saying, we watched this lady. She had gay friends throughout her whole life. And I'm like, you didn't see this man. When we would have functions at work, he would always be in the gay men faces. He would always be overly friendly, just doing too much. There's a difference between a person that's comfortable with their sexuality. They don't care what you do. But if a person's always in your face constantly, it just gave me a creepy vibe.
I just want to say I don't think it's women's job, because I agree with the comment. It's not women's job to make DO men or any type of man comfortable. I think, like, you have to give people the choice. I do agree somewhat, like, if the red flags are in your face, but a lot of the times it's not these men that are in your face gay that are the issue. It's a lot of other things that should be in your face red flag, like, to me, toxic masculinity, um men wanting to take the female role, not maybe in a feminine way, but like they want you to take care of them and the bills and stuff. Like, they just seem to have like a genuine dislike towards you, anger towards you. It's a lot of, but you don't know. It could be that. I just assume it's that. That may not be the issues all the time, but majority of the time, these DL men, they are not in your face, and I don't think it's nothing women can do, because it's usually them hiding it from other men, because other men are the one making them feel uncomfortable. But once again, they want to put everything on the woman. I don't think that's fair, because it's not women that's unaliving DL men, but it is women suffering the most.
And I agree, women are suffering the most. But the thing is, listen, I've never been DL. I've always lived in my truth. I will curse. It could have been grandmother, grandfather. If you had an issue with me, stay the hell away from me. So I've always been defiant. But I witnessed friends go through stuff because they grew up hearing negative things about gay people. If you constantly hear something negative about how you feel, a lot of times people can't live. They have to live for their families.
Mhm.
If you feel like you're going to be disowned or shut out, some people can't live like that. Think about when we went to the whole pandemic. People were going crazy because they weren't accustomed to being alone. So just imagine being disfellowshipped from a religious organization, your family turning their back on you. For me, when I turned 19, I said I wanted my own place, so you couldn't tell me when the hell I could come in or go. So I got my first apartment at 19 and didn't look back. But a lot of these DO men that I see and have experienced with are not given the freedom to live like that, and they're afraid of being ostracized. And it's not the woman's fault completely, but I say make people feel comfortable with living. Don't have such a stigma behind when you say things like, "Oh, that's so gay. Look at them," and "Oh, I know." It's like when you say, people take that stuff. Just imagine your parents telling you you're unattractive or ugly your whole life. You're not going to feel that you're beautiful when you become an adult, because they've said negative things to you about your appearance, or you got to lose weight. You too big. You too dark. You this, all that crazy mess that people go through. You start develop. I have an uncle that had a color complex because everybody in the family was lighter than him. And I remember they tried to put that on me when I was little. "Oh, you better get out the sun. You're going to get dark out there in the sun." So what if I do get dark? What's the problem with being darker? What's the problem? If I'm gay, I'm gay. I shouldn't bring a woman into it and make her have to live with me because I'm afraid to come out.
They talked about it in the book too, where the guy who was the music director, he wanted to have his wife and he wanted a man like on the side. And also another story where the guy, the girl found out. This is another thing men are afraid of. The girl ended up finding out, and he talked about it, and she started calling him a yag. Like she was like, "Oh my God, you a daggone yagget," and she just started like going ham. And he said he just stood there. He didn't know what to do. Like he was like, "Oh dang, he got caught." So see, some men they want to be down low because first of all, they could be selfish. Like, oh, I want this woman, but I know she don't like she would not accept me if I said I was bisexual. So they go back into the closet, back into the denial of saying, "Oh, I'm straight then because I want this woman." And that's when they start having their cravings too for like men. That's just the way it is, because especially in the black
Exactly.
community, it's not going nowhere. Because that stigma, like Uppity said, and I think Demon Soul, they not dealing with no man that maybe wants to be bisexual. So
But
certain men be
bro,
like, well, I want you, so I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get you, and I'm gonna be in this closet. That's how they are.
but even to what you just said about the book, because I do recall that passage where the girl had called her husband or her boyfriend a yagget. But even that right there, my problem with that was clearly that man, that DL man, must have been comfortable talking with his wife about Yaggett because why in the hell would she use that word? If they really kicked it
Mm.
into high gear as far as respecting people for their differences, then y'all as a couple shouldn't be calling people those words. And therefore, you don't have to worry about your wife calling you that word when she catch you with a man. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like they together as a heterosexual couple, they must have had this type of speaking about gay men that she felt
Mm-hmm.
comfortable to call him that. And I blame him for that because why in the hell, if you know that you DL, but you having these types of conversations about other openly gay men with your wife, and not what she found out about you, then she gonna call you a yet. Y'all shouldn't be calling nobody that word to begin with, especially if it's gonna hurt your feelings that she turn around and call you that.
Okay.
And he
Yeah.
probably was doing that thing that they do. They overly critique men and overly critique gay men,
Uh-huh.
call them those aggressive names, do the yagged thing, and all of that. Just be like, that ain't me. Ooh, no, I don't roll like that. Laughing probably even at guys who maybe was overly feminine or something like that. Yeah, I've seen that, and like you're right. And he did that to overcompensate or whatever, or that's what he really think. He that much denial by himself. He thinks that he's that separate from other gay men.
And
Yeah,
you know what
Correct.
he got?
And the sad part about it is, imagine that they talking like this in front of their kids. Right now,
Right.
we talking about the bruised ego of a grown ass DL man, but you talking like this around your kids, and they listening to y'all call people yaggy. But then now your feelings
Right.
hurt because your wife caught you with the man. Oh, okay.
But you know
Mm-hmm.
what? A family member, I have a family member, and I told this story. The family member has messed around with a friend of mine. I knew for certain that he did. But his son, he found out his son is part of the community. Why are you making your son feel bad about being gay? And you messed around and no one knows about it, but you have messed around. Because a friend of mine told me, me and so mess around. And I was like, what? He said, I want you to come over here. Y'all, why this friend of mine had me hide in his closet and the doorknob was missing. And I could hear the family member talking to him. And they proceeded to mess around. And my family member left and he went back several times. But you're that same person when you see gay people, you made little comment. Oh man, what man, why they do all that? It's like you say all this stuff. Your girlfriend he had told me, he cool with you because you family, but he don't like being around no other gay people because you family. Girl, he don't want to be around other people so he won't get outed. And the thing
Right.
is, He's cool with you being bisexual. It goes back to that male ego, that fragile male ego. You're bisexual. You're bringing other women around. He's cool with that, but he will not be honest with you. Why? All you have to tell her was you were bisexual as well. Why are you keeping that from her?
And I was just gonna say, maybe I didn't read the book, but I just feel like it's just more realistic to think if you find out your husband or even your boyfriend is seeing another man, that's something that's probably going to be the first thing to pop out your mouth because you're going to want to hurt them. You're not going to be sitting there having like you in a therapy session. Well, I'm hurt because you that like no, you're going to say the most worst things you could think of because the whole point is to hurt their feelings. You see what I'm saying? Even if somebody found out they man is cheating with another woman or they did something that's totally against the relationship, that word will fly out there because that's hurtful to a man that wants to be perceived as straight or that is straight. So I don't think it's that deep, put him saying the word or whatever.
What if you're with a man and he white and he called you the N-word when he was mad? Would that be different?
Well, I wouldn't be with a white man, so that could happen, so I don't know.
That was in
But
the
yeah,
Invisible Life. Jada, did you read
Well,
that?
they do have white Jamaicans up to these. They
Okay.
have white Jamaicans and white Caribbeans. I'm just
I
saying.
Oh
think
yeah,
they
they
beating
do.
it recessive. So the way I was raised, I just couldn't. I just feel like our first interactions sexually with white people was through force. So I just couldn't do it. Like I don't find white men sexually attractive at all. So I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I see some that I think
Okay.
are cute. Yeah, but no.
That's a terrible.
I think Rebel, his mic messed up. Did you ask me something,
I'm
Rebel?
sorry. I accidentally pressed the mute because I was doing something. But no, I
Oh,
think
okay,
that
okay.
a lot of times people are not. People family acceptance means a lot to them sometimes, and I think when you've come from a very religious background, look at all these religious people that saying what's the guy name that said he's delivered the singer? He's a gospel singer, Donnie
Oh, Donnie
McClurkin.
McClurkin. Yeah.
And you know damn well, and then people will be like, Tyler Perry not gay. Luther Vandross wasn't gay. He wasn't this. Yes, they were. They were gay. They are. But it's not confirmed. But I guarantee you, where there's smoke, there's fire.
No, Donnie
Go
McClurkin,
easy
his
on Luther
older
now. Go
sister is
easy
suing
on
him
Luther.
now for sexual harassment. So Donnie McClurkin is proven some Spanish young guy he was supposed to be training or something. He's suing him now
Yeah,
for
I heard
sexual
about
harassment.
that. Mm-hmm.
But even when they approach you, I told y'all the woman got mad at me because her boyfriend was filling me up when I was knocked out sleep. She called him. I was knocked out drunk. I was 16 years old. He told her he used to be gay. He wasn't gay any longer. Like you put on a pair of shoes. He took the gay shoes off that day. But I think when he felt me up, she called him. Do you not know she stayed with him? Because she was dealing with her self-image. She felt like she was overweight. She wasn't attractive. But he was this cute little model-looking guy. He used her as a beard. And he left her eventually for another man, and he moved into the same apartment complex as her. Her sister was online one day. Me and her sister are the best of friends to this day. But women make excuses for men a lot of times, and if it doesn't, a lot of times it's right there. But they're like, no, he ain't like that. He just a little feminine. He's not like that. And girl, but the ones that are not feminine are the ones y'all need to be paying attention to.
Mm-hmm.
And Dennis, so can you drop me because I have to go? And I don't want to mess up the microphone.
Okay. Thank you for coming, Jay.
Oh, you're
That's
All
welcome.
right,
not.
You're welcome. I'm
Jada.
Thank
gonna
you,
be
Big
listening when I
Sis.
come back.
Well,
All right, y'all
All
welcome.
right. Bye.
Later, you
Yeah, that's my older sister. But it's crazy how, and I think women, let me say this to the women in the chat, it would scare the hell out of y'all, the tendency that men have to mess around because they don't identify, not everyone. My barber, he's straight, he hugs me, he loves me, and I've been with him for years going to get my edge ups and stuff. But This man is straight, but he's secure with his sexuality. Be careful of someone that always have to talk about gay people. Be careful of that. Cause baby, I told y'all the stories. I have stories that make your hair stand up. The slickness that these men have. Oh man, I like how your hair braided. Can I get the number to your hairstylist? They want the guy wanted my number, but his daughter was there with him.
Oh, okay.
Man, who does your goatee, man? Your fade, I love that goatee on you, man. Can I get your number, man? Give me your barber. Why you just couldn't ask for my barber number? Why you got to get my number?
Right.
But it's things like that. The family member that's messed around with other people in the community, I know he's messed around with more than just the person I know. But he have it in his head that, when women be with him, he'll let them be bi. He's not bi. He deal with gay people. He can't, that's my family member. I can deal with him. No, you do sleep with men. Yes, you do sleep with men. And you making your son feel bad about being gay. My cousin is a beautiful chocolate man. Women would be crazy over him. But he's gay. And the thing is, I know that he is in a relationship now, but his father makes him feel bad because he's like, your family don't be wanting you around because of you being gay. But meanwhile, there have been several others in the family that are gay. But see, we're very outspoken and we'll curse your ass. We'll curse you out if you try to say something to us. But I think that if he was more honest with his son, I'm not saying he should tell his son that he messed around, but stop making him feel bad about him living his truth because you were too much of a coward to live yours.
Right.
It's a question in the chat, Rebel. It says, Rebel and Ro, do you think if a man was gay can transform? Oh, did I say that right? Do you think if a man was
No.
we got certain men that said that they are,
What
they were
Donnie
gay
McClurkin
and
just say, Ro, and now he in the lawsuit with a Spanish assistant.
he transformed. Then we got the other guy that be playing around with it, Andrew Carwell, and we got Stephen. They said they transformed.
Oh,
But
the religious
I'm sorry,
transforming.
I saw a movie, and
Don't forget
these
Andrew
camps. They do
Caldwell.
have those camps. Huh?
He's the most famous, Andrew Caldwell. You know what I think too, and talking about the church too, because I grew up Pentecostal. I've known women who now that really want kids but can't have any because they had so many, term whatever, because they wasn't married,
Smortions.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so shit. They had so many because they wasn't married and so worried how they was going to look in the church, how they was going to make their parents or mom look in the church. I think a lot of women end up with DL men like that, feeling the pressure to get married and have kids, or that whole life. So I think it's a lot of everybody got their own crosses to bear in this situation. I think that's why the church should lean more on personal relationship with God and living your freedom, because when you feel happy within yourself, it makes you be a better person, and you don't have to go around, scamming and conniving people.
Yeah, it was a guy called my phone before when I was in Dallas visiting. This guy, I used to hook up with him when I would go to Dallas, and it went on for a couple of years. But he called me one time and said, "Listen, if my girl call you, you work with me. Tell her that you work with me because she went through my phone." I was like, "What the hell, girlfriend?" Yeah,
What?
me. So attractive guy. The guy, let me tell you, guys go to the gym. A lot of times they be checking each other out. The gym is a pickup place a lot of times. Let me say that. It's a pickup spot. They be, man, I like your biceps, man. How you do that? And they scoping other men out. Yeah, I know the gays that go to the gym and they get a lot of, baby, they have fun at them gyms late at nighttime.
I
But
bet.
I look at it and say that when you look at people, or you judge a book by its cover. You look at someone, you be, oh, he effeminate. You can see those of us, you can tell that we're gay. There are so many more that you can't tell because they mix right in. They mix in. They still, some of them have girlfriends. The gay guys nowadays even sleep with women. I go on the hub. I see videos, and I know these guys are in the community, and they sleeping with the FTMs. They sleeping with. That's the weirdest thing to me when gay men sleep with FTMs. Y'all know what that is, bro. You know what
Well,
that is,
female
right?
to man, female to
Yeah.
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you're sleeping with someone in the community that would be like a stud or a lesbian,
Right.
because but she's just, a lot of times they have the breast removed. But these are women that look like men. So you went through the point of going through everything that looked like a man just to still sleep with men. So
Yeah, that is
that,
weird.
because I've had friends, y'all. I have two friends that have slept with FTMs, and I just can't listen.
Did they say they had a good experience?
They both had a good experience. Now, one said that the FTM coochie was funky because she tried to be a man so much that she tried to be like a dude. So the other one had a good experience. But I look at, hell, when I've seen studs, I've been like, oh, he cute. Then I see the breasts, I'm like, oh, damn, another one got me. But, because these studs be coming with everything. Sometimes they get on hormones and get facial hair and everything. Hell, they put socks between their legs to give you an impression of a print.
I know. Hold on a second, y'all. We got a visitor. Um, Sparkles.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing,
Hey,
child?
Hey,
Sparkles.
Sparkles.
Hey,
What's up, hey, bro? Hey, uppity, hey, Rebby, hey, Tima.
greetings.
Real quick, I just want to say, yes, Rebel, you is preaching to the choir, honey, because I just had this conversation with a quote unquote heterosexual male, and he's like, "Well, I'd rather sleep with a what you call it, a stud. They give the best oral, and I'm like, wait a minute, but if they a stud, a real stud." Would not want anything to do with a penis. I'm confused. Like I don't know.
That's
Oof.
the school I'm from, Sparkle. The studs wasn't messing with gay men. We were in our
That's
own
why I
two
said they
different
was
lanes.
despising gay men. Like what the hell? Yeah, it's child. I don't know. The lines is getting blurred so much, and it's like it would be shocking. And I'm having my big celebrity birthday bash. I'm gonna go live on YouTube. I had to stop because I had a stalker. Well, in that case, playing as a private investigator. So you know, I'm gonna show y'all how it go down, and it's gonna be two celebrities. Well, one, two, three. It might be a whole bunch of them there. So I'm gonna show y'all how this goes down because people don't believe when the queen tell you what she tell you. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all since y'all think that Sparkle got to get out there and lie. Sparkle ain't got to lie about a damn thing. Okay. Hey, Kevin Hunter. Sparkle ain't got to
Oh,
lie about a damn thing.
Oh,
That
Okay,
Kevin Hunter.
please. Traveling. How y'all doing? But anyway, I just want to come up here and say that, but Rebel, yes, talk that ish. It is real. And what gathers me
thank
is the women that, my man would never, my man could never, my man have never, girl, never say never. Trust me, I done slept with a Jamaican. I done slept with a Haitian. Okay? So don't all of that bullshit, them people trying to preach, oh, we don't like this and we don't bati and all that. Yeah, bati my ass. Shut the hell up.
Sparkle.
Okay? Bati.
Baby, my little jacked app was going off
Not that
constantly.
that
People, baby, listen,
Bati.
let me say this. I'm not one of those gays that hide in the shadows and be like, I don't do this, I don't do that. Yes, I was on Jack because I want to wet my D. Hello.
Okay.
So,
Girl, when you get
so
no,
no,
let
baby, you can't. I'm real. So I was on
I
Jack. I
love you,
never hooked
Rebel.
up
Rebel
with
don't give
anyone.
a fuck.
But when I was there, it was showing people that were like in the hotel. And I was like, I talked with one guy. He worked at the hotel. Now, keep in mind, this
Oh,
is Jamaica. So you
oh,
already have in your head, the phobia that they have with people in the community, but it's not
the
like it
cover
used
up.
to
The
be.
cover up. Yeah, the cover up, girl, please.
But
It's like
Sparkle,
these
it's not the
so-called
Jamaica of
married
20.
men. Hold on,
It's
Rebel.
not
Just like these
Jamaica.
so-called married men that's using these women for beards and vice versa. Ain't that right, Will Smith? Child, now all of a sudden y'all back together. you doing? Where's Alfonso? Anyway, child, girl, I ain't got time for these people. These people doing
So
so much
Jamaica
shit.
done changed. You said because they,
Jamaica is
they
not.
love to say that they don't
Girl,
engage.
please.
Yeah,
And
Baby,
wear
it
the
was
they
tighter
people in
pants than we
drag in
do.
the
And
damn
don't say
resort.
not all of them, but I'm talking about the ones that so. When a man keep telling you, "Oh, F them sissies,"
On
what
the
them
place
sissies
that you
looking
go
at us
to, I
for?
never been there, but I don't think it's like accepted in a community like that. Not that it's like I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I don't think it's openly accepted. But of course, any culture is gonna be the DL culture. I don't think any group is safe from that. Just like there's a lot of Jamaican men that say they don't eat poop poom, but they do. So
Okay,
like, but
okay, shit.
yeah,
But
but it's
people
not accepted.
evolve.
No.
But people
Mm-mm.
evolve and people understand when they become aware that there's a larger world out there than whatever little community they came from. Because keep in mind, it wasn't accept. It could be cool for rappers to rap about gay people like in the 80s or the 90s. Let them try it now and see how many people are dropping them and how many their sponsors are leaving. They can't do it anymore. It was against the
Right.
law also for black and white people to be together. We
Well,
change
what
as
do you
people. We're evolving.
Well, Rebel, what do you think about this? Because you said rap culture. I noticed. I think it was Chicago of all places. This guy, he was pretty nice looking. He got exposed by a trans woman, and he basically just came out and was like, "Well, he's bi, but he don't really feel that way because he's only attracted to effeminate men. He can never be with like somebody that's just like him, and nothing gets done to him." And I've always said I felt like sometimes they use like trans women or even just saying they bisexual as a soft launching, because normally when somebody say they're bisexual, they usually just want the kids and then they go with their true desires is with to be with a man.
Yeah,
That's
but that's a
true. Uppity.
deception. Yeah, it's
No, that is true. They use it as a soft launch. When people say, "Well, I'm bi," it kind of gives people like a family hope that okay, he'll still give me grandkids because he's not totally gay. He still he plays with our team
Right.
still, but he's not all the way lost to us. But
Right.
I think that in the rap world, it's a lot of toxic masculinity, but that's a cover up. Cause look at the P Diddy's and a lot of these other people that are in rap. How many people were around Puff Daddy, and how many
Right.
stories we've heard of
Right.
things he's
Right.
done?
That's true. That's
Bad
true.
Boy. Think about Bad Boy. They were the epitome of toxic masculinity. We got all these females. We smashing females left and right, and all of this stuff.
and death
But
row, exactly, bro, exactly. And then Orpha came with the on the DL series, which JL King came with it first. Okay, and then that's how he got on Orpha, and it was just a big thing. Like with Monifa, who I'm gonna try to see if I can get up with her tomorrow. She's gonna be in Harlem at this. She do it every Monday at this karaoke club. But she exposed it. Her song "I Can Tell" came from the DL culture. When you see
Better
all
hope
these
she's not still
executives,
mean. You better hope she's still not mean. I met her before when she was dating RL.
girl, Monifa better go.
Ooh, she was real mean.
Oh,
Monifa better go
really?
ahead somewhere. They in RL. Interesting. I would ask
Yeah,
about it, but I
that
ain't
was
gonna.
years ago. That's when they first was popping. This is like I didn't even have. I was like I don't think I was 20. I might have been 21. Yeah, 20. No older
No,
than
I ain't
22.
been.
I think I remember you
I'm
saying
gonna
she was
get.
mean too, Uppity.
She
Yeah, but
was.
now
We was
look,
on the
look,
boat cruise, and
look how it
everybody
turned
came down
around.
here to
She
get their
came out.
signatures. Yeah, everybody
Look how
came
it
down
turned
here to
around.
get
She came
signatures.
out there.
But you
And
know
then they
what?
had
I'd
like,
like to change your perspective, Uppity.
go
So
ahead.
we was reading in a book about this man that he was the back curious. So he was back curious and he would just like post his picture because
Rebel.
he was like
yeah,
he had I guess a real nice physique. And
Rebel.
I'm here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
he had a real nice physique and he was a police officer or something like that. So he ended up meeting with the guy. I don't know if it was I think the guy from the book was telling us about somebody else's story. So he met up with him and they started like he gave him a deep tissue massage, the guy did. And he was like, oh my God, the massage was so good. So the next time they met, they end up doing something. But he had said that he was just straight. So they end up like doing it back and forth, but he end up saying, you know what, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and be with the woman. Like he went back with the woman because he was already with a woman, and he was like, he did want to have kids and all that. But he did have sex with the man. Like they went they were doing stuff in sections, but it did get to the anal sex. But then after all of that, he chose the woman. Like he was like, you know what, I want to be with the woman. He was like, even though I had a good time, every time he would leave. Like the first time they did something, he didn't feel right. Like he was just like, he left and just was like, I don't know what this was, but he would call him and be like, you know what, man, I had the best time. Because the guy was like, dang, I don't even think he liked it. Like it seemed like he didn't really like me like that. But he would call him and say, no, I did like it. It was good. But this guy was like, I'm gonna go back with the woman. I'm gonna go back with my woman, and and then they had a child or all of that. I don't know if he ended up going back to the men, but it's kind of like one of the ones where he just let the curiosity kill the cat.
And
And
this
he
really
did
happened, Ro?
that's what he wrote in the book. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And back curious, because if you think about it, women can be back curious and then go be with a man for the rest of their life. That what they call it, that
It's a double
experiment in college.
standard. That's a double standard because a woman can eat coochie throughout college and then say she's straight all of a sudden. They'd be like, okay, well, she was having fun. A man could get one hand job when he was in high school and he gave the rest of his life.
Hold on, Rebel. Let's be
Exactly,
fair.
baby.
That's because the men don't care. But hold on, Rebel. That's because the men don't care. I was just about to ask, Rebel, did he tell the woman? Because most things that bi men have to put up with from women is she probably not gonna want to be with you.
I don't think he
But they're
told
not
her.
gonna.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So, but
That
most
goes back
men,
to
they're the
making
ones
it
that make it
comfortable for
okay.
people, though. That goes back to what I was saying earlier, though, Uppity. Making it comfortable for people to be themselves and not the stigma behind. If they say, why can't a man be allowed to be bisexual and live freely like a woman?
He can. That's just like me. I feel like I should be able to live comfortably and gain as much weight as I want to. But the problem is this: most men prefer a slimmer woman. So I'm just not going to be obtainable. Those men are just not going to be obtainable to me. Everybody has the right to preference, but I don't think, like I said, that's an issue within the men community, not so much the women. Because if the women don't want to date you because of that, because men have way more higher standards, especially when it comes to black women. Women's standards are very lax. There are a lot of women that actually would date by men, but usually the problem is they don't want those women. They want women that don't want that. So that's like their own issue. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think there's nothing wrong with a woman not wanting to date them. I don't think that's stopping them from living their life. They're not trying to prevent them from jobs. They're not trying to shun them from community gatherings. That's the issue with the men. Like women have the right to say, nah, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Because we cannot
I,
compete with a man.
but that is true that a woman is, I think, have a conversation with someone. Because some women that I know, when they've had conversations with men, they come at it in a wrong angle. Like, I know you're not like that, huh? They kind of say that you bisexual. You're not like that. It's your tone when you come to a person. Whereas I'm not, let me say this again. I'm not bi. I've always been, I slept with girls when I was even as a younger gay man. If a man that I liked wanted me to do a threesome, sometimes I was game for it. But I am a gay man. I am gay. I was on Ricky Lake. That was my coming out story. And I looked at it as, listen, you can't tell me a damn thing about my life. If it was my grandmother, and I loved my grandmother, if she didn't accept my life, I wouldn't have dealt with her ever again. If you can't live, if you have an issue with who I am, you have to listen. I come to your house, I'm not going to be hugged up with my boyfriend and all that. But if your daughter, unmarried, having children out of wedlock, and you're preaching about the Bible to me, but your daughter's having all these bastard kids from different men, get the hell up out of my face. Get the hell up out of my face. And you're not going to cherry pick. Because in the Bible, bastard kids could be stoned to death if you use the Bible. Don't eat up all
And
the
that's
damn
my
shrimp.
thing.
Don't eat up all
And
the
that's
shrimp
my
at the
thing,
fish
Rebel.
fry either.
Oh my
Exactly, the
Lord,
crabs
Rebel.
and all that shit that they be begging for. Like if you're gonna pull out a sin, pull out every sin. Don't pull out. Let's do the gossiping. Let's do the commenting. Let's do all of it. People that don't turn on their goddamn cameras because they know they fucking ugly.
Oh,
Let's do it all. Okay? Let's do it all. Cause y'all done seen me. I don't give a shit. Cause I ain't
but
never
see,
hid shit.
and I'm
And what shit?
agnostic. I'm not even a religious person. I'm a spiritual agnostic person. I'm damn near atheist, to be quite honest with you. But I look at it like this: people that tote that Bible around and the biggest Bible thumpers have Indian burial grounds in their closets. Stop judging other people. I don't give a damn. You come and tell me, I accept your life. I'm not asking for your acceptance. Let's be clear on that right now. I don't give a damn if you accept it. It's who I am. You're not. I'm not asking. Do I have to accept you for being straight? No. I like you regardless to you being gay, and I like you regardless to you being fat. So I mean, what are we talking about?
Or being skinny or being
Right.
whatever. My thing is, why do people judge? Nobody gave nobody the right to judge. I mean, if you're gonna judge if you're gonna walk into a goddamn burning building to save somebody. If you're gonna judge, why are y'all worrying about who's sleeping with who? Is it benefiting you? Are you getting paid from it? What's the problem? What is the
Let
problem?
people
And it's
live.
like,
Let people live.
and that's my thing. My question is, and I want y'all to answer. I'm gonna drop down because I got a call. But what do y'all think is the thing with the men? Like, because I know we live in a patriarchal society, because they always say, oh, the four fathers, you never hear the four mothers. But what do you think is the biggest reason for a lot of the bisexual or low down, as I call them, men or women? Is it the church? Because the church does a lot of it. They do a lot of, oh, you a hoe and you going to hell and you're sleeping with all these men. But meanwhile, you messing with some of the congregation members and
Right.
choir members and and passing the collection plate around 900 times. What's the tea? Or Jamal Bryant not paying your damn child support. Let's talk
Oh,
about it. You freak ass
I don't
preachers. Hmm.
I don't know too
Girl,
many
please.
Jello men. I think Rebel is the expert in that. Like Rebel seemed like he be
no,
having Jello men just flowing at him.
Oh,
no, Ro,
I
you
don't
have
know
your
like that,
experience because we
Rebel.
heard. Now, wait, hold up,
I mean,
bro.
he just stay
Not too
away.
much, niece, because you had your experience with DL man yourself with kids that come out online. Now, not too cute.
Oh yeah.
oh,
Oh.
wait,
Oh.
what?
Oh.
Woo.
Oh. What I said too much. I'm sorry.
But I'm
See,
gonna tell
Ross
you,
Yeah.
trying to
these
be the
DL
sneaky cat.
men, they scare me. I mean, these DL men, they scare me because they are very slick, and these men. I cringe when I've been around. I'm telling you, I've seen and been around so many men that live double lives. A family member's uh, wife's family member used to also cut my edge up my goatee and cut my hair. While this man was trying to get at me for years, he pulled his piece out. Now, keep in mind, I'm in this shit sitting up at his house. His wife then went to the store. He pulled his piece out, telling me, "You see what you do to me? Why you do this to me all the time?" And
Oh.
I said, boy, you a trip. You need to. I'm laughing. I'm uncomfortable first off because I've known this man since I was like 10. Now,
Oh,
when he did that,
What the
he put it
fuck?
back up. He said, I be just effing with you. Now, when he did that, why did his daughter run in the room and say, Daddy, can I go outside and play?
Oh my God.
Right after you didn't put
Imagine
it
if
back
that
up in
little
your,
girl would have came in there. Oh my God, that is horrible. Thank God.
but
Oh, child.
they
I
be
know I gotta go.
bold. These men are so, they don't, when they want something and when you're inaccessible, men love the thrill of the hunt. When you act like you're
Thank
not
you.
into them or not giving them any, listen, I have never, as God as I have never ever approached a straight man or flirted with a guy simply because I don't know if you mess around. They have to flirt with me because I'm gay. I don't know if you're DL. And they do that when these guys, or they don't think about them sleeping with a man as them being bi. They just think about them getting off.
And they will not tell you. I'm telling you, I done been around a million rap. They will not admit to it. They won't. I don't give a damn if you catch them in the act. Oh, I still mess with women, so I'm not gay. What? Child, these people, oh girl, it's a shame and a scandal. That's why I always say it's a shame and a scandal because how can you? And I know like it's the thrill of it, but and let me leave y'all with this. There is a person. Shout out to Atlantic Records, ESTI, Atlantic Records, and he told me his wife, girlfriend, whatever she is, wants to see him peg me and wants to get off while he's
Wait,
doing
wants
it.
to see
I'm
him
like, what?
peg? Wait, she wants to see him
Not peg
peg
me.
you?
What do you call it? Have sex with me, and then
Oh,
she wants
yeah,
to
that's
get
the
off while
word.
he's doing it. You know what I mean, child. These people, ooh, ooh. So women are. I don't know if women are more accepting of it because I know a lot of women peg men. They're not going to tell you, but a lot of women, they'll settle for it if it's going. Because I truly believe, allegedly, let me say it for TMO show Jada, which are weird. I do believe she's been, pleasing Will because ain't no way in hell that y'all gonna stay together this long, even though we know it's a marriage of convenience. Okay? It's a marriage of convenience. There's many of marriages that are for convenience, whether for money, whether to stay together for the kids, whether to stay together for the look. Oh, well, the church said, to come in between us and this ain't that right, LL? Don't make me get on
Oh,
this phone and call Tony Newman, honey, because she
uh-uh.
took 3 lie detector tests. 3, not 1. 3. Don't do it. Right, Stevie Gay? Mm-hmm. Because I got to tell you about you too, Mr. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, Faith Evans. Faith Evans my ass. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. What about that trans woman that you was twirling with before you got on Love and Flip Flops? Was she a Faith Evans too? Hmm. A shame and a scandal, girl. Like I
And
said, y'all
Stevie
better
got a
leave me
lot
the
of
hell alone.
Stevie. Well,
Now,
she A
Sparkle, I
Joppa
don't
used to
want you
call
to get
her.
jumped in New York, girl. Now, come, don't say too
Girl,
much.
please, now trust me, to jump me, they gonna have to kill me. And that's when you will see breaking news. Lady Sparkle dies on street walk defending her life, period. But they ain't gonna happen. Girl, please, I ain't thinking about these people. They know not to run up on me. They ain't stupid. Cause see, I can say what I say. I'm still protected by some of them. And trust me, the ones I'm protected by, they don't want to play with Stevie Gay. Better go sit his ass down somewhere. Okay? And play that role. Mm-hmm.
T.S. Madison
Listen.
always talks about um how so many women you would like come up to her wanting her to sleep with them and their husband, like, but she was like
Yeah, they
she
do
only
it.
sleeps
They,
with
they
men. She was like
Oh,
she only
yeah, I've
sleeps with
heard her
men,
say that
but
too.
she get a lot of women. She said,
But she's not turned on by women at all like that. She thinks women are beautiful, but she said, I could never sleep with a woman.
yeah.
But
Or
I've
her
seen her using
girlfriend.
that big old schlong on those men.
Her
A girl
girlfriend tried
played
to
just
hit on
like
her while
with me. Let
she
me
was
tell you,
getting
I'm telling you, I had on a
she
black
had to go to
leather
jail.
jacket. I had a pink, um, like one of the Madonna tutu skirts on. This
Very
girl
understated.
was grind. This girl was
Very.
grinding on me.
Give me talking. It was great penny, you guys. I'm being
Uh,
your clouds. Listen, you can drop me. I don't want to mess up
oh,
the mic.
Oh, okay, Uppity.
uh,
Thank you for coming up.
All right,
Uppity, that's my boo. Uppity, great. Uppity, one thing about Uppity gonna tell you, she don't give a damn. She gonna just lay it on the line. She like rebel and shit. But yes, I had a tutu skirt, and I kept telling my sister, I said, "Girl, I do not want to go in this girl's house, and I know what this girl gonna do." And my intuition never fails me. So she was like, "Just come on, just come on." I was like, "Oh God!" I said, "I'm telling you what this girl gonna do." I get in there. Now they have been saying this girl's, I guess, boyfriend, acquaintance, whatever you want to be, baby father, who knows, child, was into trans women. So I walk in, so we standing there. She's like, "Yeah, y'all, what's up, what's up?" So we talking. So I was like, she's like, "Now why you gay? I'm gonna turn you back straight. I'm gonna like winding on me, grinding." I'm like, "Oh," I said, "I knew." I turned to her, I said, "Girl, I hate you. I told you this shit was gonna happen. I told you." Them people don't give a damn. Roka come out there with a goddamn bodysuit. A I am gay bodysuit. Women, if they want him, they still going to try to get him. Okay,
Especially if
shit,
they
it
see
is
that
what it
print.
is. Oh, okay, you're a child because you know my first child. They be like, and like I
Baby, them
said, it's
skinny
many in
boys.
the beef sector. Okay, it's many in the beef sector, it's many in the black sector. We don't give a damn shit. Y'all can play that shit all y'all want to. Honey, mother knows. Mother has lived, darling. Okay? And it's okay. Shit, just say you about to say, just like, oh Lord, I don't even want to bring this up. Just like the question of lemon. Lemon, we don't give a fuck. We don't care. We will love you just the same. We don't give a fuck.
You and your
Damn.
hip.
What? Oh, boy.
You know Tim built. You know he built up like Tim Norman from Sweetie Pie. Stop playing.
Oh, why would you now? You ain't that the man that unalived his child. That's a shame and
Yes.
scandal. Shout out to
Uh-huh.
Robbie child. Rest in peace, girl. These people got so much going on. But I don't like I said, I want to know. And then y'all can answer if anybody want to tap in. What do you think started this? The slavery, the society, because you know, spiritual skunk blower. She had the nerve to talk about, yes, because what T.S. Madison is doing is buck breaking men. First of all, T.S. Madison ain't doing a motherfucking thing because it takes two to tango. She ain't doing it by herself. And they
But buck
like it.
breaking
They're
is taking
enchanted
some
by
man's
it.
cakes. T.S. Madison generally is
Exactly.
taking peace. She's not making them screw her.
Exactly. They're coming voluntarily. They're doing this act together. Okay? That's why some of them put on masks. And a lot of people are putting on masks. And I think I saw somebody, wink, wink, with a
Oh,
mask on one of these films. Okay? Don't play with me. Because I know a lot of shit. I just don't talk. Because I can tell it's a lot of people. They talk about the black sector. The men don't do this. The men don't do that. Shit. Yeah, okay. The Mo 3 sector, the men don't do it. Child, please. Child, please. And I ain't trying to be funny, Mahaya. Let me be
oh,
quiet because
oh.
mm,
But the thing is, let
let me be
people
quiet. And most
live.
hated bum. Wait. And most hated bum. Before you start that beef sector shit, don't do it. Cause King Roman did step out on your ass, okay? Now that's one thing he did do. Why you thought you was coming for all the girls and the boys in the beef sector and shit, talking that bullshit, you get Ness and Brianna confused. Something motherfucking wrong. Something is wrong. How the fuck you get Ness and Brianna confused? I know they the child.
And
These
stop
people,
walking
oh
on
god.
eggshells when these straight men come on panels in the sector and they want, don't talk about that because he don't like to hear all that. Well, why the hell is he over
Oh
here?
god, they kill
Again, that goes back.
child.
It's almost like a white person coming to a black club saying, "Why y'all only play that R&B music?
Right.
You're at our damn club. We don't want to hear.
I'm
We
gonna
don't
ask
want
y'all
to
this.
hear Fall Out Boy today. Hell,
I think I'm gonna leave y'all with this. So, do y'all think that it's cool for um vice? Let me say vice versa, white to talk about black issues and black to talk about white issues? Because I heard that too from somebody. And it's like people can talk about what the fuck they want to talk about, but in the same token, don't overstep your boundaries because you don't live in our unapologetic skin. You wasn't burnt. Kids wasn't cut out your stomach. We didn't have to breastfeed your motherfucking kids.
but how would that
Okay?
conversation even come about, though? What would make them have to have a conversation about us? How would that be set up for a white person to talk about black issues in the
I don't know.
community?
Maybe like if a subject comes up and they are, they giving their input, you can give your input, but tread lightly because you don't live in our authenticness. You weren't burnt. You weren't drowned. You weren't hung. You weren't fed to alligators.
Mm.
That's the hatred of you. Mm, let me not, because it is some cool Caucasian people. But I'm talking to the assholes. And matter of fact, anybody from the racist sect, I've been asking for you punks for a while. Why y'all can't come? Why y'all can't come to me so we can light it up? Since y'all want to bang, since y'all so racist, let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it since y'all so racist. Because I want to see why y'all couldn't stand up in the sun and pick fucking cotton. Because it was
Oh,
meant for you. Oops. Your Caucasian people looked at the trail of trash. It was meant for
well, we
you,
getting off the
bitch.
DL topic for a minute, Walker. We getting
I
off.
know, y'all. Let me get back on because y'all
Yeah,
getting
DL.
yeah.
We can get DL.
But let me get back
Baby,
into it, girl.
Sparkle, baby,
But yeah, it's a lot of them and let me say this, and let me bring it back. It's a lot of them white men that love me too. Trust me. Because I was in the car with one. He talking about, oh, I only can have sex with trans if I smoke drugs. Well, bitch, get the fuck away from me. Because I don't that ain't my pedigree, honey. Okay, you like
Oh
them
no,
crack
baby, you
pipes
got to
and
be
shit,
high to sleep with
bitches.
me.
Girl, please, these people got all kind of freaky show shit going on. I had one talking about he only likes sweaty feet and all kind of weird shit. I'm like,
Oh,
what kind of freaky show shit is this? Girl, these people got so much shit going on. Mm-mm.
One asked me, could he do a
Yeah.
line off my booty hole?
oh,
What?
Oh Lord,
Rebel,
Rebel.
you lied.
I
Rebel, rebel,
lied.
rebel. What you say?
Listen, he asked
Rebel.
me, and I told him,
What?
hell no. No, he asked me, would you let me do white girl off of your booty? And I said, hell no. You can't do it off my booty. You can't do it off the front. I don't want it. Even if you do it, I don't want to do it because I don't want that coming into my system any kind of way.
right. Oh,
No.
you
Now one
mess
tried
up
to
your
get me.
skin.
One tried to get me hooked. I'm like, what the fuck? Turned around, he's sniffing. I talking about I only do it on the weekend. I'm like, what? I don't give a fuck if you did it for an hour, bitch. That ain't my pedigree. And you supposed to let me know that shit. I don't play with drugs. Okay? I don't play with kids and I don't play with drugs. Period. That shit is
But
crazy.
no. Listen, we didn't win on racist tyrant rants right now.
I
No, but back to the DL topic, Demon So and Roll. What y'all?
Back
Yeah.
to
but
the
drop me TMO. Drop me, child. I
Okay,
love
I
y'all. Thank
dropped you.
y'all. Thank you,
Okay, thank
baby.
you for
All
coming
right,
up,
Lady
Sparkle.
Sparkles. Well,
See,
y'all, I think we did
Sparkle,
interesting
you and that
topic.
big old long piece down there.
I'm actually getting ready. I'm getting ready to close up because we've been here for like almost 2.5 hours. So I was getting ready to kind of wind it up. But my last statement on this was we enjoyed reading this book, but the book ended up being such a invitation to life, especially in this sector. So it just fit. This selection came at the right time, I swear. But I think that I'm interested to see what his like 2026 follow up would be to this book because some of the stuff was antiquated and I think in our
Because he
day,
wrote a few of them. He wrote
yeah, he
a.
did. I
He
saw
wrote.
the
I wrote.
last thing he wrote was 2017.
Okay, because I read a lot of his. Was it? It was okay. I read him and J.R. Rowland, I think, and Elin Harris. It was like Earl Hardy. It was Earl Hardy, I think. But really, those books were the gateway. It made me come out as a gay man. It made me be more aware of our community and just you fall in love with those characters. Now, is Kyle in this book? Even so, his friend. Wait, is Kyle?
Now
Does he have?
that's in Elin Harris.
Okay, Invisible Life. Okay, that was
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
okay.
Invisible Life.
Mm-hmm. Which would be
That's
a good one
yeah,
too.
Invisible Life.
I cried. I cried reading one of his, when Kyle. What happened with Kyle? I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god! I was so. I would read his books like in about 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, they
I
easy
loved all
reading.
his Elin Harris
Yeah.
books. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
But
Say a
thank you
Little
for
Prayers
having me,
was my favorite.
y'all.
Oh no,
Yeah,
thank you for coming up, Rebel.
yeah, I would have
Appreciate
read
it,
the book
Rebel.
because I read it years ago, but I've been reading and studying for this test that I have to take. So I was like, okay, I can still give my little input on it. And I thought the books are really good reading. And it just lets you
Mm-hmm.
see this whole other, it opens your eyes into like this hidden world that sometimes people don't realize is right there, you know, right out of your peripheral, but it's
Right.
there. But
Mm-hmm.
thank y'all for having me. And I'm going to go in here and fix some dinner for the night and we will reconvene at another time.
Thank
Rebel,
you.
I hope you do great on your test.
Me
Good
Thank
too.
friend.
you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay. Would you drop me
Oh
your
yeah, I
show?
dropped you. Let me drop you.
Rebel,
All right.
stop messing with them down low man. Stop.
Stop messing with him. Um, I'm gonna actually let me look and see who on because I think what I'm gonna do is actually turn this into a regular live because I haven't been able to kiki with everybody since yesterday, since last night. I haven't been on no panels or whatever. Let me see. I thought I saw Jay Wilson. Oh, he was on for a little minute. I'm trying to see if anybody else on besides Lemon. Boy, Catherine is over there still at it, child.
Hmm.
Catherine is still at it. No, I don't think nobody else. Oh, I ain't know Pizarro stepped through. Did you see Pizarro come through?
No.
Cause he had put it on the her wall thing or whatever, but sometimes she'll just listen in. But yeah, I was thinking about having a regular live because I haven't been able to get to talk about the events that actually had happened. So I'm gonna end this live, and then I'm probably gonna come back and do right back and do a regular live. Oh, hold on a second, we gotta guess. Rex,
Hello, how you doing?
fine.
Hey, what's up, Rex?
What you got to add about the
I'm
down
doing
low
good.
man?
I really don't know nothing. Like I took a nap, so when I woke up, I saw that bitch ass thing was live, and I was saying to myself, I'm like, "What I'm about to go? I'm about to really invade his privacy in real life. Like I'm about to
Oh
come
no.
up in California." What I was saying was, "Hey, Ro, everybody else, I advise y'all, all you old ass women, not you, TMO, because I know you don't fuck with him. Stay out of this hurricane, cause I'm about to come right through. And when I see it, and y'all niggas, y'all just like goofy. We was looking at that nigga today. Did y'all see him came up last night? The
I heard
Yeah,
embarrassment
about
as a man.
I was over there.
The
Yeah.
embarrassment as a man that he is. Bitch ass nigga. Wait till I see him. Watch what I'm gonna do to him though. Disrespecting his body. Watch what I do to him when I
Did he
see him
say
in
something?
real
He
life.
said something about you, Rex.
I don't need him to say nothing. I'm a bully, and I'm gonna show him something. I don't like the nigga, and I just want to fucking disrespect his body. So when his mom find him, we'll see how he look. How he gonna turn up? Kicks on his face. He don't have like nothing. Like think about this though. The boy is damn near 40, never been with a woman, saying he's not a yag, and he ain't even got he don't even got knuckles. We gonna put bruises on him. Watch what I'm gonna do to his body when his mom find him though. I don't give a fuck about no cops, so you can mistake me for somebody to give a fuck. We gonna disrespect his body. That nigga zesty coming on the. I just don't like the nigga. I'm willing to do 30 years in jail. Fuck that nigga.
No, don't go to
I'm
jail,
not
Rex.
playing with it.
It's
No,
too many. It's too
but
much work and
once
women out here. Remember that.
stop doing that when I got 4 children. I'm telling you, you wear a cat suit, bro. I want to put the nigga. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna hook his body up for his fucking
Okay, well,
mom.
no. We don't. Let's end this because this is my This is my non-beef sector content. I'm gonna end this and come back. So I
I
don't want
got
this on
you.
my
Got
on
you.
my book line.
All right, TMO. I ain't gonna say that again, but it's just like that nigga such a bitch nigga. And remember, I told you he talks shit about TMO. He talks shit about this, and I'm just looking. Yo, when I got up and I just saw the nigga, and I'm just like, I heard the nigga jerking off. He said it 4 times a day, only on the beef sector, because there's a bunch of weirdos in the beef sector. The
Hey,
shit's
this still
allowed to
my
happen.
sector. Okay, Rex. Well, I'm gonna wind this up and come back because I don't want this on this video.
I'll be back. I'll be back. All right.
Thank you.
Bunch
Okay, Ro. On
Oh.
that note, we we finna go ahead and end this video. I appreciate you as usual, and we conclude
Oh,
this.
you welcome, boo.
I want everybody to be looking out for our next book as we go into deep discussions. I will have talking to Ro about the one I'm thinking about, and we'll announce that on the like we did for this one. And thank y'all for reading, those who read, and for those who just wanted to hear about it and discuss and participate in discussion. We love that too, and hopefully be back for the next one. I want to do some different stuff that I enjoy as well, not just the typical B sector that we can do very well as we look at the numbers on this channel. Haha. So we doing that well, but I don't mind the dipping numbers for something like this because I actually enjoyed it. So on that note, Ro, and everybody, I guess we get ready to go. Ro, what you got planned for tonight? Have you ate dinner?
No, I gotta
Thank you,
I'm
Sassy.
gonna eat some pizza bagels.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna eat some of
Keep
those.
it just something just a little quick.
Yeah. And I
Oh,
gotta get
okay.
ready for work.
Oh, I know you got to get it. How early do you have to get up?
I gotta be there at like 6:30. So normally like around 5, get myself together. Well 4:30.
Woo! 4:30, child. How you be
To
staying
beat
up
that
and
traffic.
late on sometimes on lives? I don't see how you be staying up on no late live and getting up at 4:30. So what you get like? Can you? What time do you usually go to bed?
I know. I try to go as early as possible. I need to start going to bed earlier though, because I ain't gonna be able to keep doing it. We
Like going to
trying
bed
to
like at 12 and 1 and getting up at 4? Hell no.
yeah.
Ooh, I know you be feeling it the next day too, child. That's too quick. And you gotta be up all day. Yeah, bro. You
Yeah.
gonna enjoy these last years of being able to do that, then you ain't gonna be able to do that.
I
You
know,
gonna
right?
get your hips gonna start to hurt. You ain't gonna be wanting to do that. You gonna wake up with a lag over headache and just feel good, ooh, gooky. But get you some. But now you can just do it and get you a little coffee and be all right. But I think I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna weigh it out for a few minutes and go look because it don't like it's no options. If you, I want from what I looked at, it ain't no. But where for me to go kiki at, I have to have my own pen if I want to kiki over some shit because ain't nobody doing it. It's dead as a doorknob except for one channel. But even that one ain't got no panel on it. I'm surprised they ain't got no panel going over there, ain't you? A
Yeah,
solo.
the pen might pop off.
They leading it solo over there right now, but it's still like 500 people over there. But yeah, I'm
Mm.
surprised that they no panel either. No panel at all. Solo dolo. But
Oh, yeah.
anyway, well, I might come back, Ro. But you will see the alert if I come back.
Okay, boo.
All right. Talk to you later, boo.
Talk to you
Thank y'all
later.
for
This was
coming.
fun.
Bye.
Bye bye.